Hello again, everyone, and welcome to a special Inside Lowell podcast. I should say an Inside Lowell broadcast, a live election night edition, our annual election night coverage here on Inside Lowell. Hope you folks are watching us on the website, InsideLowell.com, or on our YouTube channel. Make sure you spread the word for your friends who care about the Lowell election that tonight, we're Election Central. We've got coverage for you leading up to the polls closing at 8 p.m. And then at 8 p.m., we'll start to bring you the results as they become revealed at the various polling locations. And we've got our handy-dandy spreadsheet here as well, which, once we start entering the numbers, we'll start updating you on what's happening tonight. So thank you for joining us here. I'm excited. I'm your host, Teddy Panos, here in the WellPoint Studios. And looky there, here's our Hour 1 team joining us here in the WellPoint Studios. Asa Stutz on the left, Erin Gendron in the middle, a rose between two thorns, and Ryan Gilday, perhaps better known as the Lowell Citizen, to loyal readers of InsideLowell.com and the Lowell Citizen on social media. How are you folks? Welcome.
What's going on?
It's election night. It's exciting.
Happy voting day.
Right?
That's right. I know, Erin, you've been out there since what, 7 in the morning?
Oh, God,
chasing down numbers? You started texting me by like 8, I swear.
I took my kids to the Shed Pack first thing this morning, and then I met up about 10:30. We started getting poll numbers.
Okay. Yeah, because between you and Ryan Faria getting me all these turnouts, I feel like I have to give them gas mileage for their efforts. But
do you validate packing? Because we did have to pay for packing.
Oh, you did? I'll take it. Send me the bill. I'll Venmo you a few bucks.
Park at the Athenian like everyone else.
Yeah, that's what Asa, you've been out there as well since you got out of work. So we've got some turnout numbers, which may or may not give us a glimpse as to what's been happening. Ryan, did you work today? Did you take?
I worked today. No. I got in I voted early at the Riley and then went into work, so I haven't kept up. A buddy texted me a number from 3-3. I think it was 800 something. That was about 6 o'clock. So that's all I know. That and what you've shared tonight.
All right. Well,
before we were on air.
I'm glad you guys are here. We should tell folks as well that Gerry Nutter will come take my spot at about 8 o'clock as Asa and I head on out to start to gather the numbers and enter them into our spreadsheet and report them to you. Jim Leary and John Leahy, 2 former city council colleagues, 2 former Lowell School Committee colleagues as well. They'll join Gerry and Erin. You're like the marathon person today. You're going to pull at least 2 hours of duty for us here.
Yeah.
Run with Gendron.
Run with Gendron. She's the distance runner in the crew. The rest of us were the old men who are going to need a little bit of a break. But we're excited to have you all here. Thank you for tuning in. Again, share the word with your friends. If you have not voted yet and you live in the city of Lowell, you do still have till 8 o'clock. If you get to the polling location, get to that door by 8 o'clock, they do have to let you vote, even if it takes you till 8:02, 8:03 to cast your ballot. So if you haven't done it yet, get on out there and vote. If you have, thank you for participating in this election. The candidates have all worked very hard right until at least 6 o'clock, if not longer, according to some stories that we've been getting from the neighborhoods out there. So it'd be good if we can get a decent little turnout out there to show them that we are paying attention and that we care about the city and its future as well. I'm going to quickly thank our sponsors here at Inside Lowell for making this live broadcast, all of our shows possible as well. Of course, our friends at WellPoint. It's the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members at WellPoint. Your whole health is their whole point. Thanks as well to Washington Savings Bank, banking that feels like home. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties, TMI Cares, developing and managing their own properties for over 30 years. Experience the quality, the care, and the value of making TMI the choice for your home. Thanks as well to Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection to generations of families in Greater Lowell and Southern New Hampshire since 1925. The Greater Lowell Community Foundation, improving the quality of life in our communities through strategic, impactful philanthropy. Francis E. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell is counted on to protect its most valuable assets since 1982. and by Real Estate Ray Booten, licensed realtor in Mass and New Hampshire. Find him online, realestaterayBooten.com. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting all of our broadcasts and for supporting local media. We couldn't do it without you. Gang, thanks as well. Again, to my special guest hosts here for the first hour, the preview team as we're calling you guys. So kind of your general thoughts on what you've seen and heard out there so far today. Asa, let me start with you, sir.
We won't break the record, which is a good thing because we were.
Goes both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, you were thinking about the negative record.
Yes, there is the 2023 7,500 record. So early on, it was a little shaky looking at the numbers. It wasn't a great turnout, but it's definitely picked up, and not significantly, but we'll be in the 8,000 to 9,000 range minimum, I'd say.
You're going that low, huh?
You think it's 10,000?
I don't know, just a hunch that we may
Belvedere.
get a late push.
20.
Belvedere will be over 2,000, it looks like.
Will they get to 22
by the
or
numbers we
2,100?
got. The Highlands may get to 14, 15.
I don't know. Yeah, really.
It looks like it right now.
It's still
everywhere else. It
Yeah.
seems kind of depressing, right?
Yeah.
From what we're hearing.
Yeah. I mean, well, if it's, you're thinking between 8 and 9.
No, I think it's higher than 8 for sure. 7,500 was the bar that we started the day with, and it's like you just want to beat that.
Right.
No
I mean, that's the toilet bowl,
That is
right?
safe. Yes, that is safely going to be passed.
But like, I average over like the last 7 is like 10 and change, right? A little under 11, maybe,
It
right? So we're
bounces
still lower than
10
average.
and 11
If you're
and a
right.
half or 12.
10 is actually a perfect, just over under, good year, bad year.
Right.
We had, so to give you an indication, in 2021, the first year under this system, I believe we were at a little over 12,000, like 12,145. So will we get there? Probably not. I'd be shocked if we can get that high, but it does look like we'll avoid the embarrassment of 2023 to some degree, maybe create a new embarrassment.
2021, everything was contested, though, right? Every
Correct.
district had a
First year
competitive
of the new
race.
system,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had multiple preliminary elections, and even where we
Free for
didn't-
all. That's
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
even when we didn't have a contested election, we kind of had that heavyweight battle in Pawtucketville.
Right.
Danny Rourke, Rodney Elliott, the two incumbents. You had two incumbents in Belvedere. You had 3 in the Belvedere preliminary. So you had the phenomenon that was Corey Robinson getting over 1,000 votes, I think himself. In Centerville, and Eric Gitchier in the Highlands. So that was kind of, it'd be a miracle if we get there. I don't think we are from the numbers. Erin, you've been driving around to all the places, not just the high turnout places, and not just in your district up there in District 3. You went to some of the other places.
Yeah,
What
we
did
got
you see?
every single one we went to. So I think it was kind of weird, just like driving around the city today was kind of like 2020 Erie. Like it was really quiet. It was like super windy. Like we saw more signs floating around.
No
than,
school,
like,
so
people driving,
you're right. Now the wind gave it an element
it
of
was
just.
really, really quiet until like 3:30, and then it was like people were out. So I think that we saw like upticks, different polls. Like Pawtucketville was kind of got a little busy around that time, and then back in the Highlands, like they got a real big bump around 3:30. So I think that we'll have good turnout.
Yeah, I think you mentioned you took your kids to school, right? Or you dropped your kids off.
We went to Shed Park in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Give
ended
you
up
an
taking my
idea.
kids. My kids go to a private school, so they were actually in session in Lowell, but we flew right into downtown from Chelmsford Center. Nothing out there in terms
Pull the kids out of school. You're doing great. Get everywhere as fast as you want.
Yeah,
Those
but
Greek schools
that's
are
the
rough.
secret. Remote,
It's not Greek Independence
100%.
Day, you know?
So-
It's only American Election Day here.
So what is the fact that it seemed quiet and we're not going to break any records or high water marks? What does that mean in terms of the races, and kind of start with incumbents versus challengers? The preliminary, horrific turnout, except Erin in your race in Belvedere. But even that, by Belvedere standards, what was it, 1,478? That was kind of low. Do the numbers help incumbents, or do the low numbers help challengers in your guys' mind?
I mean, yeah, I think the low numbers help the incumbents, but it depends on the race. I think low numbers could help Leahy in Yum's race. I think it really, like, you got to look at the different districts, because
Yeah, no, Erin's right. That race, she's right. And then you go downtown to be the complete opposite. And it's like, maybe Wayne needed a few more people to show up. So I think it's when it's low like that, it's a toss up. When you get into the acre and the downtown races,
Yem survived by what, like 20 votes in the preliminary or something like that. So I mean, you have 20 friends to show up, and there you go. You can get put over the top.
It's impossible. You can look at the Highlands right now, they're turning up. Like they haven't turned up like this in quite a while, and you could tell that the shock of the primary has carried over to this race.
So that's a great starting point of that. So what is leading to some better numbers in the Highlands? Is that John Dakota, the incumbents voters waking up and saying, we let him down. He got 800 votes in 2023. He got 265 in September of 2025. Did they turn out, or did Marcos Candido build on the momentum of actually winning the preliminary, albeit by only 8 votes at 273 votes? Did he build on that and start to generate more momentum and bring out new voters?
See, we always say this, right? I think it's almost impossible to bring out new voters, right? How often does that actually work, right? We always talk about it, but so Dakota, look at the 2023 little sheets of paper that you graciously provided us. 12, we'll call it 1,300 votes in total in that district. He got 800 of them. Okay, so where. Let's assume that many of those 800 are baked in for 2025. Where is Candido going to get the votes to make up that difference, right? So Gitcha gets 1,100 in 2021. Is your average Gitcha voter more like Dakota, or is he more like Candido? And I think it's pretty clear who they'll like. So, it's an interesting race, and it's an interesting candidate, Candido I'm referring to, but I just don't know where the votes are going to come from. A lot of the support seems to be from out of district.
Yeah, so certainly the phone bankers who were calling.
Well, even if you look at the OCPF, it's all. There's very few 01851s in there,
Does that bother you folks? Erin, you actually ran. You put your name on the ballot. You ran a preliminary. Would you be pissed off if people from outside the city were so actively kind of, I'll use the word meddling. You guys can use whatever word you want, but, would it bother you if people from outside the city were coming in with whatever the agenda is and trying to get somebody elected in your district?
Well, I think there's two things there, right? Because I grew up in Haverhill. I had support that was from outside of the city, but I think that it's very different. I had a lot rooted in this city. I think when it's numbers coming with an agenda attached, that's a little bit different. That's something you can maybe be a little upset about, but I don't think that if you looked at his platform, I think you can kind of read between the lines, where it's coming from.
And I think he's had more of a national agenda than any candidate we've had in quite a while. I mean, can you think of another one? When you talk about all the Boston support and the Democratic Socialists, and it blends in with what's happening in New York and all that. It's just loud, this election cycle, and he rode that in the primary, but how many live in the Highlands? It can't be. If Dakota put up 801 votes last election in a record low year, put that as the bar. How does Candido get 802 votes? I don't see how it could possibly
That's my
happen.
issue. Yeah, I just don't see it as a numbers game. I don't see how it can possibly work.
Do you think he could?
I'm always wrong, though. So
You're a horrible gambler.
Yeah, no.
I was very wrong.
Right?
We were wrong in the primaries.
Sure.
I did not see that happen.
We figured it was
Good for him.
Maldonado challenging Dakota tonight, not Candido, and boy, were we shocked.
And there's some anger and there's some passion against people don't like socialists in America. There are socialists, again, you're going to see it tonight in New York. We'll find out what happens there. People get very passionate. It's hard to get mad at him. He went out there. He said, this is my agenda. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. And enough people voted for him. You can disagree and say socialism's terrible for America, but you know what I'm talking about. There's anger. There's a red scare happening in the Highlands right now. It's weird.
To your bigger point, there's always people from outside the district putting their finger on the scale of local elections, right? If you just look at, again, the OCPF reports, there's a ton of money coming in from out of the district.
This one seems more
For every candidate, this one's a little bit more than usual, considering at the primary stage he spent almost nothing, and now all of a sudden he's outspent, as of what I could find online, Dakota. So, which is amazing.
But Erin, you mentioned that you're from
Dakota.
Haverhill originally, but you're from Lowell. You're married into a well-known Lowell family, and while friends and family who don't live in Lowell probably help, you weren't getting support from organizations.
No,
Outside of Lowell, right? That was the thing that I think rubbed people the wrong way with Marcos Candido. Was it's one thing if friends of his from Baltimore when he went to college there or wherever chimed in, but you're talking about, again, the Democratic Socialists of America and the Boston chapter. Like, why do they care about a Lowell City Council race? And you mentioned Asa, who do I remember that maybe come in with such an agenda that was more national than Lowell? I'll take you back to 2017, Karen Cirillo. Well, we were all stabbing each other over where the high school was going to be located in 2017.
Yeah.
She came in with an environmental thing. Yeah, she'd keep the high school downtown, and she kind of rode those coattails.
She 100%
to a
rode
council
those
seat.
coattails.
And we got the plastic bag, somewhat of a ban. We got the VO ride bicycles, and then 2 years later, she was gone.
I'm still waiting for my story machine.
Short story.
Short story
Not a
machine.
long one.
Yeah.
It's a short one. But you know what? This is it's a bit of a similar election to 2017. Thinking about the high school aspect of it, you got Trump. It's the first time people can vote since Trump's been sworn in. We're in the exact same scenario. You've got that anger. I'd say right now, tonight could be more of a left-leaning night nationally. Virginia, New Jersey, New York. I don't think that's enough for Candido to win, but it lines up in a similar way to 2017 where he's already done it once and overperformed in the primary. Could he pull another shock off?
No.
So in 2021, Tai Chum got 602 votes.
Yep.
And then in 2023, he got 387. And Council Dakota only got 801. There's votes out there.
Right. There were
tough,
Oh, yeah.
550 less votes in 2023 than in 2021. So you're right. There's votes to be had. Are the candidates exciting enough to get them out? I guess in that district, it seems to be. Again, I'm kind of thinking we might get between 14 and 1,500, which is an improvement over 2023, short of the 1,812 in 2021. I just got an update from my Pawtucketville correspondent tonight. Pawtucketville's numbers 259 and 300 at the Pawtucketville Memorial.
It's bad.
So 559.
I mean, it's uncontested.
What are they going to get? 300-400 more from the McAvenue? So they may get close to 1,000. So look at 2023. Danny Rourke running unopposed, 1,039.
You're right. I forget about the McAvenue.
You may get close there.
Yeah.
You may get close to that again, though a little bit under. Centerville is where I'll be really curious, because you went from 1,447 votes in 2021. As I said, Corey Robinson got 1,032 of them. That total went down to 729 total votes in 2023, 562 of them for Corey Robinson. Again, he won in a landslide, but you could see the enthusiasm completely waned. Now he's running unopposed, which I think it's fair to say we're all shocked that is the case.
Not really. Well, he did have an opponent at one point who dropped out, right? Or a planned, a planned opponent, right? So I think just to your logic at the beginning of the discussion, like, what do you think in general? Like, I think it's a tough time to be a challenger, just based on where the city is. There's some momentum right now. I mean, it's not that you can't make a case. I think it's harder this time around at this point in time to make that case, to be running on change when I think generally your average voter, that 10,000 hopefully, kind of, I think, feel maybe a bit of momentum on the city side right now. And I think that the status quo is kind of where you want to be. But again, I'm always wrong. So
that's interesting that you say that. So yeah, you would think the city, you Link, Frontrunner City, some other positive developments, and yet in September, 3 incumbents were on the ballot in the only 3 preliminary races. All 3 lost. They didn't finish first. Two of them got
Correct.
into the general. One of them, Corey Belanger, completely
I'm
out.
not counting him as a true incumbent.
But that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But the other two, Paul Ratayam, survived by the skin of his teeth. He was closer to Jose Cervantes for third place than he was to Sidney Liang. And again, the Marcos Candido factor there. I mean, you could
Well, like a
realistically
protest.
So, but
results
have
tonight, and
another
actual
new
people are happy.
counselor in Sidney Liang, and I think most people would say
could have-
he's favored at this
I
point.
think, believe
right?
it or not, things have changed enough in the last 2 months where that analysis might not be exactly the same for your general election voter, right? Because you've had the link updates, you've had the $25 million investment by the state, and the model UN model city thing has come into clearer focus. So I think it's a little bit different now than it was even 2 months ago, and probably 2 months from now it'll probably be even different. You obviously know something you're not telling anyone, but
He's telling everyone.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I had to go to the bathroom.
yeah. All right.
You're
Well,
gonna have your back turned to me and speak loudly.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
so
listen.
I guess we'll all just wait and hold our breath. But so I think things are, believe it or not, different in the last 60 days.
Things do seem good in the city, and I don't think this is going to happen, but there's a chance tonight that half of your district councilors get replaced.
Yeah, and watch.
It's wild.
All three of them will lose.
Just
or something.
like,
All four of them will
like
lose
things
or
are
something
going
like that.
well. No, it's great big projects, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
So let me give you a little turnout update. And by the way, remind everybody you are tuned into Inside Lowell's live election night broadcast. We're coming to you from the Wellpoint Studios, and we'll be here till we can get the numbers counted from all the various precincts. I don't know how quickly City Hall will be able to get us their unofficial results, but we will remind everybody that these results, once we start adding them in, calculating them, they will be unofficial results. They're technically not official until City Hall makes them so, and that even takes a couple of days after the initial numbers that they would release. So, but thank you for joining us here on InsideLowell.com or our YouTube channel. And by the way, anybody watching out there at Mount Pleasant on the 10-foot TV screen, hello there from all of us here in the studio.
So tall.
We may come crash the party afterwards if we're still standing, depending on whether it's a party or not. If Dakota and Danielle McFadden don't win, then I'm not going to the.
Yeah, no, you can't do it. One thing, don't forget, people can chime in on YouTube. They've got a live chat. Well, we've already got messages here.
Do we? All right. Well, let me give you one from Dupe.
Go ahead.
This one's directly for you, Asa. Need to dim the light over Asa's head. It's bright.
I got another message.
I will fix the studio lights, I promise.
I got another message. Just watching to see if Asa faints. I was like, oh, thanks. That's real nice.
It is a little warm in here.
But this is a real message coming in. Want the first one on YouTube?
Let's go. Let's hear them.
Would have loved to see Erin win.
There we go.
There we go.
That's something.
All right, then I've got a random Virginia governor update. So thank you.
All right. That's right. The polls close at 7 in
Yeah,
Virginia.
they do.
What
But
do we
if
got?
you're on, I don't know. It's just literally that big. But
all right.
anyone watching on YouTube, chime on in. We'll read it.
All right. I got a text from Dan Finn, who is running against Belinda Duran in District 3, the Belvedere District. The Riley is at about 1,900. This came in at 721. And the Pine is at about 300. So I'm going to do some quick math there. 2,200. Let the record show that in 2021, District 3 was at 2,641. So still not there, but far above the 1774 that John Leahy won unopposed in 2023. But with a rather interesting, there was an interesting at-large race there to kind of draw people out, because you had John Drinkwater not run for re-election, and you had Eric Gitcher jumping in, and Bobby Tubielli, who had a nice showing in 2021. He was in there, Corey Belanger, Deb Belanger. So it was a pretty good field in the at-large race in 2023. So, that's another reason why I was so disappointed in seeing that turnout there.
That's crazy.
Looking at some of the other races, let's try to kind of go district by district here. We'll skip 1 and 2. Rourke, Robinson running unopposed. The only drama for Danny Rourke is who will win some of the other races to see if he'll get another term as mayor.
That's the big one. The not so
That's
big
the one after 8 o'clock.
What's his number? 75%? There'll be blanks. There'll be write-ins.
So we went and we looked.
What is the number if you're unopposed that you go like, that's not so great? I think anything below 65 is a legit red flag.
So in
70's
2023,
okay. 75 is a nice number.
he got 76% of the voters to vote for him in 2023, 794 votes out of 1,039. John Leahy, 1,354 votes out of 1,774, 76%. I did the math
Okay.
earlier. I didn't do it for, actually everybody else was contested.
They were both
But
popular incumbents. Danny's a popular mayor incumbent. Can you get to 80?
no.
Really? He might. 4 points? He's had a good term.
It seemed we're kind of moving up. I think just as I remember, because I did this exercise in 2024 in the congressional races, Laurie Trahan in the 3rd congressional district, Seth Moulton, they struggled to get to like 72, 73%.
Oh, really?
Even though they were unopposed. And I just kind of think there's kind of what you talked about. There's
Yep.
so much anger out there that people are going to say, well, if you're running unopposed, screw it,
77%. That's his over-under. What are you picking?
I think it's going to be right at 75, 76
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
just like it was last time.
Cop out answer.
So, well, technically it's the under. So.
All right, okay, all right.
Bash would have picked out the number.
But we're District 3. Erin, I'm going to start with you because you ran that race. You knocked the door. How many doors did you knock, by the way, in the
Oh my
preliminary?
God, 2,000.
Oh, you
A lot.
How many pairs of shoes did you get?
Oh, my husband works for a sneaker company, so I think we did okay.
Oh, no, okay, nice.
put him out of business.
Well, it's if you had won, he couldn't donate them to you anymore. They'd have been, you can't get anything over $50. You'd have to get the cheap sneakers. But Belinda Duran topped the ticket in the preliminary, 465 votes. Dan Finn, I think, surprised all of us in this room by finishing second, 378. 65 plus 22, that's 87 votes difference. There were a lot of votes to be had that you got and that Corey Belanger got, plus we're now seeing there's another 800 or so votes that showed up on top of that. How do you see that race playing out?
I think Belinda picked up a lot of steam in between the 2 months, but they're very different candidates and had ran great campaigns, but very different. I think Dan was out knocking doors daily. And I think Belinda was just everywhere. I mean, you couldn't go to an event and not see her. So just very different. I mean, large number of endorsements for Belinda. I don't know. I think it's a jump ball. And it's going to be close within 25 votes.
You talked a lot about
Wow.
I think it'll
Wow.
be
That
So
close.
maybe a recount. That'd be great.
He likes to hear
He
that.
hit at
Lot of
midnight.
drama.
I'm glad I'm busting out of here.
Yeah. You targeted a lot of young moms
Yeah.
in your campaign. A lot of us discounted that factor with Dan Finn, the young families, forgetting he's got a young family. He's involved. He's now heading Friends of Lowell High, the connections through the sports world, not just him, but his family. I think a lot of folks kind of discounted that. Where do you think those families break this time around?
Well, like his kids had already gone through all the school systems, and then he still has Nora, who's in school too.
His campaign manager, he calls me.
Yes, she's great. I think honestly, you could just split mine in half, and I think that's the way it will go.
You think that will go? So that in itself is interesting, though, because conventional wisdom in the preliminary, which, by the way, conventional wisdom was way the freak off, was that you and Belinda were going to kind of fight for a lot of that crowd, and that Corey Belanger and Dan Finn would be swimming in the same pond for votes. And I think you could probably throw that out the window at this point based on what we saw September 9th. Ryan, you live in that neighborhood as well.
Yep.
Although you haven't run for office yet.
No.
Is there a run in 2027?
No, can't afford the
How about
divorce.
2026?
Can't afford the divorce.
Everybody else is in the 2026 state
No.
rep race. Why not you?
No, actually, that purple sign will convert nicely to state rep, do you think? I don't know.
Run with Gendron.
Throwing it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I have literally no clue. I don't think it's just as simple as young families go with Finn and everyone else goes with Duran. I think it's Duran, right? Because I heard Judon like maybe 1,500 times. To the point where I thought I had it wrong.
Listen, Marty's great at many things. Names are not always.
All right, so it is Duran. We can agree on that. Yeah.
Judon.
Yeah.
Marty struggles with Asa Stutz and
My friend does not say my name.
Covert.
All right, so
Thankfully, we're out of the covert.
I just want to make sure I'm not getting it wrong. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you look at, you mentioned endorsements, like Duran on her website has some young parents that I know of backing her, the endorsements. So you said different types of campaigns, right? So I saw Finn more than I saw Duran. You said she was everywhere, and she did come to my neighborhood a couple times. I saw her out there, but I saw Finn like every day outside of Market Basket or like at the Walgreens on Andover Street, like when it was still dark out, holding a sign. You know, not that Belinda's not doing those things, I just didn't see her the same way I saw Finn. She seems to rely, from my point of view, heavy on like the endorsement type of thing.
She's got some good ones.
She does. The intelligentsia is with her, I think.
What's
Yeah,
it
the
called?
quote unquote
Illuminati?
Belvedere machine
Yeah.
seems to be.
Yeah, that's I gave her
with
the
her.
edge based on that.
But I want to say this about Belinda. First of all, I think they're both good candidates. And as
Absolutely.
you said,
Yeah.
they're completely different styles. You ask Belinda a question at a forum or offline,
Oh, you'll get a thesis.
and she'll give, she's researched, and she's read 8 books on the subject
Yeah.
and whatnot. Dan, he'll give you a yes and a no. Maybe
Yeah,
he'll elaborate.
that Sun
if you ask
article
him.
was great.
And he says that's
Yes, no.
kind of like his debate performance
Yeah.
as well. But he kind of wore that as a badge of honor, and he said, he goes, "Look, I'm not a politician. This isn't my thing, but I'll work for you." And you know, for some folks, that may have hit the point. They're both very good candidates, as I say. Dan Finn is a much better candidate today than he was in 2017 when he ran us unsuccessfully for that city council race. Belinda Duran, I think, is arguably one of the most prepared candidates we've ever had, who's a new face on the scene. And no disrespect to you,
no,
Erin, but your name, again, the name Gendron was known. You were a new face, but the names are like, did anybody know in January who Belinda Duran was? Or I guess she did announce herself last July when she said she was interested in serving in that seat when the council was going to appoint it. But most people didn't know. But there she was, constantly at city council meetings. I did not go to a nonprofit event or fundraiser and not run into her and her husband. And she was everywhere. And, you know, I remember reaching out to her, "Hey, you're running I saw that you set up an OCPF page. Let's get you on a podcast. Give me a question." She was like, "Can we meet for coffee and whatnot?" And we did. And she did that with everybody that I can think of. So she really did her homework. I mean, she went and read the book on Frontrunner Cities, for the love of God. I've got a man crush on the Frontrunner City, and I haven't read the stupid book. So she came to this prepared, and I think whoever wins that race is going to be a good representative for that district. I don't think they're, unlike after the Corey Belanger appointment when people felt they kind of got cheated out of getting to make their selection. I think regardless of what happens tonight, anybody who lives in District 3, the Belvedere District, is going to say, yeah, that's our
They're both
council.
very
This is what we voted for.
Yeah.
Belinda-
Accessibility means a lot.
She just seems like Eileen Donahue 2.0.
Boy, man, that's a great analogy.
She just
That really is.
When you asked that
All
question
into-
about who do you model yourself after, I thought I was going to hear Elizabeth Warren or Eileen Donahue.
she's got-
but
it's soft charm, educated, like she's the complete package. Erin and Finn and Corey, like everyone that I'm not saying she's a buzzsaw, but she's just this great candidate, came out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, man, she's for real.
Yeah, I think the city will be in
That's a
good
great
hands with
pool.
either of them.
That primary could win almost anywhere else in the city except Belvedere, which is just stacked like always.
Are you trying to get Erin to sell her house now? Or he's trying to get her to run for state rep. You're trying to get her to sell
I'm
her
just
house
saying
and
that the
move to
sign would
another-
look good.
State Senate special election coming up.
Yeah, can we?
I don't think I can afford the divorce either.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, let's. So you think really tight? Maybe 25 votes
Yeah,
separates
it'd be
them.
close.
I think Duran's going to win it, and I think it's going to be by like
Jury.
a decent, more than 25.
Don't you start doing it.
Did I do that? I didn't say Judon.
Well, you called her Roberto Duran, I think.
Did I say Duran?
Yeah, you
Like
did.
Roberto Mano de Piedras? So what is it? Yeah. So I think it's going to be more than 25 votes.
All right.
I think Duran by about 100, but in Belvedere, that's not a blow up.
I
Like
think-
Finn has got the street momentum, and when I was driving around today, he's got the sign momentum, he's got the energy, but that doesn't always translate to votes. It means something for sure. He's got the vibe, but maybe Duran by 100.
I think Duran, but I tell you what, I won't keel over if
None of these
we
are.
get those first numbers and Dan Finn's ahead of there. Let's go to District 4. Downtown, the Sausage District. We've now given a part of the Sausage District a new name, Belayville, which is going to stick. We're going to make it stick. If Marty Lurie can get Sweet Village to stick, we can get Belayville to stick. Wayne Jeunesse, two-term incumbent. Sean McDonough, brand new face, special ed teacher at Lowell High. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think this was going to be competitive at all. I got to tell you, I think flip a coin. I think from what I am seeing, I had somebody text me at 5:35. Somebody from Belayville said, you know that one of Sean McDonough's people knocked on my door to see if I had voted and to try to convince me to get out to vote. So these work, and if they're knocking doors at 5:30 in the dark,
that's impressive.
That's like the kid's working. I also found out that, he was trying to get that kind of the Ryan Rourke across the river, try to get back central, whatever. I did find out over the weekend he speaks fluent Portuguese. And he walked around back central, reaching out to some of those Portuguese voters who may not have had anybody knock on their door since Joe Mendonça in 2011 or so. And can he get those people out in back central and in Belayville and offset what we think is Wayne's advantage downtown? Crew?
I'd say it's such small numbers. That's the difference right there. If he can go up back central and get 20 people just because he speaks Portuguese and they appreciate it, you have those 20 votes. And he gets 5 more tonight in Belayville just from knocking on doors and like, hey, and they have 5 people go up. It's such a close race that could decide it. That crew out there knocking on doors for him right now literally could win it for him. And it's rare you have a race this tight where that actually matters every single vote. I think it's that close.
Erin?
I think Sean grows on people. Like, he came out and it was kind of like, oh, it's definitely like this will be a blowout, but he grows on people. And I mean, the kid walked 13.1 miles in skinny jeans, so you got to give him credit.
With the bell.
In July of all months.
Might have a future in this.
You're on the power hour. Matches up.
Backhanded compliment. My God. That's awesome.
Yeah, you walk in skinny jeans.
I think he'll laugh at it. It'll be fun.
Okay. Well, I just got a text from somebody who's going to be getting us numbers, Brady McCarron, who'll be getting us numbers from the STEM, and he said Sean was knocking doors in back central a half hour ago, and Brady said to me, it's working.
Yeah.
So if he's actually getting people to come out, that's impressive. Potential upset there that none of us saw coming in September?
Possibly.
Mr.
I mean,
Gilday?
nothing would surprise me, I don't think. Again, I think it is hard to run on a campaign of change right now. That debate was really interesting. Trying to find some daylight between him and Wayne, and it came down to like I would have done more on parking, or maybe pushed a little harder on the HCD. So it's not huge philosophical differences, I don't think. But I do know on like the retail side of things, I don't think I've ever met him, but everyone I've talked to who has met him comes away super impressed. They have nothing but good things to say about him. Very intelligent, very erudite and articulate and everything else. So he's an attractive candidate. And even if he doesn't win, I hope he stays engaged in some capacity.
And he won over the hyphen.
Did he win over Michaela?
McCarthy,
Yeah. Markley, I think would have been
made an endorsement, which she's never done. We were teasing her about it last Friday, but again, now she's not a voter in his district, so it doesn't help there.
Right.
But it shows you that he did have some appeal, and there are enough differences there where you could say, yeah, maybe let's make a change.
One other thing I've noticed that's with most of these challengers in the districts, they're younger, sometimes significantly younger than the incumbent. So there could be something there. I like to see it just because it's kind of a missing generation of politically active people. So it's nice to, it's exactly rock the vote shirt. I kind of have taken note of that. I don't know if it means anything.
He's closing strong.
Yeah.
Like, he is clearly closing with momentum. Like, I don't know when we recorded the Power Hour show and we did our predictions, and I took Wayne, and I think I changed my mind right now. I think McDonough's going to win.
So you think, based on what you've seen right now, Sean McDonough wins?
I do.
Erin, who wins that race?
I know that one's going to be tight too.
I think we're in for a lot of tight races tonight, by the way.
It's going to be a long night, by the way. The primaries, we were done at 8:30. Everyone settle in, all right? Put the TV on because we're going to be here till 9, a little bit past 9 for sure.
You will.
Go on. We give you time. We're buying some time
I'm
there.
proud of both of them, though. Wayne by 2 points.
Wayne close.
2
Okay.
votes.
Yeah,
4 points.
We're keeping it close.
Nice.
Ryan?
I'm gonna cop out. I'm not picking that one.
Oh my God!
How can you? Like, how can you say who's gonna win that
little
race?
citizen.
I'm not in the prediction business.
I think Janess pulls it off, but it'll be close. And I won't be surprised if the upstart candidate, the challenger, takes that race. District 5, Kim Scott, Sherry O'Connor Barbosa. It should. How much time should we spend on this? I don't want to tick off. Sorry, Sherry, I don't want to tick you off.
You'll hear about it in the comments.
I'll hear about it in the comments.
We have
but,
lots of comments, by the way, on YouTube. We can get to after this one.
Okay.
Can I just ask, I know you have to like register specifically to say you're running a sticker campaign. I know Councilor Yem did it before, so I mean, it's been done, but like, how do you get the people their stickers?
Well, she's on the ballot for
Oh, this is
council.
the one
She's
on
running
it.
school
Okay, never
committee, the sticker.
Yeah.
It's a good question, but when we get to it,
Yeah.
you better have an answer. I just think it's all about the percentage. Is it a 66-33 deal, 2-1? What would Kim Scott be happy with? I think that's a good number, 66-33-ish.
So Kim Scott won in 2023 by a larger margin than she won in 2021.
Did she double, or?
And Susie Chun was I thought a better candidate than
She ran a race. Well, Susie versus Sherry. She ran a race.
Yeah.
She showed up at the debate. You know, she did things that a candidate typically does.
To be fair, Sherry did show up at a couple of.
Okay, all right,
She showed
yeah.
up at the Solidarity Lowell.
Well, there was
gathering,
a Hispanic one too. I saw her at that. There
Yeah,
was a
and
panel type thing. It wasn't a debate, but it was a candidates forum.
She
type
did
of deal.
forget that her name is O'Connor, right? She kind of.
I'm not touching that. I know where you're going. No thanks. She spoke Spanish during it, so
She did.
She did,
She
yeah.
did, and she accused Kim Scott of only representing white people.
oh, I didn't see that.
Which I know got under Kim's skin a little bit. You don't want to, I've been on the wrong side of Kim on a few occasions. You don't want to be there, but can she be successful there?
No.
No.
I think Kim's advocacy for the neighborhood on the Markley stuff boosts her numbers. I think people are pretty happy in that area.
It was good to begin with. That's just icing on the cake.
Yeah, she was the one that I could definitely see voting no. So somebody's texting me, more blanks or more votes for Sherry?
Oh, jeez. No, I mean, listen, she's out there. She put her name on the ballot.
And Gerry Nutter, who knows her, says she
yelled at
probably
Teddy, so
should
we
be
like
on the
that.
school committee. Hey, bring it on. I love getting yelled at. All right, District 6, Sokari Chow had to run against Justin Ford twice, unopposed this time. I think those may be the lowest numbers of them all from what we've seen
I know there was
early on
21
so
votes
far,
at
right?
11:30.
The Maury vote, yeah.
Which will have an impact when we get to the citywide, but we're not there yet.
Well, exactly. So what it made me wonder is, what does that mean for Vesna Noon in terms of finishing first at large, which many folks are kind of predicting? Do low numbers at the Maury and in District 6 hurt him? So,
But like Gitchier kills it in the Highlands, which we'll get to. But Vesna does too.
yeah,
Vesna does great there.
that's his base. That's
That's going to be an interesting conversation in 10 minutes.
All right, let's go to District 7. Paul Ratayam had to be disappointed with his showing in September. Did he do enough? Can having Jose Cervantes get out there and doing the best he can to get his 84 votes to show up for Paul and others? I saw Jose was posting photos earlier.
I saw that.
He was he was trying to drag some more Hispanic voters out to work for Paul. Does it work against Sidney Liang, who's dare I say, going to be Paul's toughest out, even though he had a tough race against Dave Willett the first time around?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Liang performed well in the preliminary, obviously. But Cervantes, I was surprised that he ran on change and then backed the incumbent just because he didn't like his opponent. So it seems kind of odd to me. But it's also not just him, though. So I think was Kim out taking doors for Yem and
The mayor.
the mayor. And so he's had
Final week, and they got Sokari Chow.
he has the muscle behind him at the end as a late push, so that might help him.
Does it make a difference? Can he close what was a 42 vote gap, a pretty large percentage? albeit with only 342 votes. There were 535 in 2023 and 891 in 2021. So there are some votes to be had there for Paul. Can he get them, or will those votes that are to be had go to Sydney as the, as running a strong race and having a good team behind him?
I think Sydney outspent them too. I think almost 2-1. I think
is
last I saw, Yem's never really raised a ton of money or spent a lot of money either. But again, I don't think the October numbers were out last I checked, but he was lapping them in terms of what he's spending. So in terms of if that translates to getting the vote out, then Yem could be in some trouble.
That's interesting because Sydney didn't raise a lot of money early on. In the preliminary. I think he barely have a couple of $100.
Yeah, I think I'm remembering that correctly.
I think a lot of people picked Sidney Liang to win in the primary, which he did. And I think just about everyone's kind of picking him now to win this race. But I don't feel the momentum from him. He doesn't seem like he's closing strong. The way McDonough is coming on hard in the last couple of weeks. Do you get that sense from Sidney Liang? He might have enough of a cushion where he would win either way, but I could see this thing getting a little bit closer than people might assume.
I'm not sure he has to close strong. I think Paul has to close strong.
He does, but I'm saying Sidney, with the results from the primary, could have just buried him if he just kept on rolling. I don't get the sense. I've said it before. I think Sidney seems like a nice guy, but I don't think he ran a great campaign. I watched the debates. I don't know. I mean, people are just burying Paul. And if I had to bet my money, I probably would bet on Sidney Liang. That's the one. I will not be shocked if, out of nowhere, Paul Rathayem wins.
Yeah.
Erin?
So Dave Ouellette is his campaign manager.
Dave Ouellette he and Yoon-Joo Choi are working on behalf of Paul Rathayem. Yoon-Joo, longtime head of the CBA, Coalition for a Better Acre. Dave, Mr. Acre, who unfortunately wasn't able for him to win.
Well, they're on behalf of Sydney.
They're working for Sydney. Yeah. Dave Ouellette has come out with Sydney 100%. He also was with Fruin Kembang in 2023, so Dave may still be a little bit bitter about 2021. But to me, the wild card in this is Cervantes. My understanding is that 25% of that electorate is Hispanic, more so than Southeast Asian, in the acre. So now I don't know if that's just the acre, kind of what we consider Broadway Street corridor, or if that includes the Lower Highlands that has been shoehorned into the acre. But can Jose, he got somewhat of the Hispanic community excited, enthusiastic about him. Can he get them enthusiastic about somebody else? That's what I'll be watching to see. He's trying like heck.
Yeah.
But at those 385, the lines have changed since that was, like, where the acre lines has changed a little bit since Dave ran, right? Like, that kind of changed a little.
Yeah, they
so,
have in 2022.
Yeah.
You're right. Great
and
point.
It drifted more into the Lower Highlands, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah. So it took away some areas. I just wonder where, because Paul got 454 in that election, and then 359, he went down a little.
It's a great point. If that line shifted more towards the Lower Highlands, that helps Sydney. And if it drifted more towards the Salem Street downtown area where Cervantes, that's where a lot of the Hispanic people live, that helps Paul. So that could be the difference.
I thought it was interesting that Sydney didn't run on policy differences. He actually couldn't identify anything that he thought that Yem swung and missed on during his tenure. What he said was he's not accessible to the neighborhood. And I think that
Shades of Tara Hong versus Ratty Mom.
100%, right. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with that. So that might resonate.
He did talk a little bit about it. I remember his closing statement, and even in the debate that we had last week, he's look, I'm just a community activist. I'm not a businessman. I'm not a politician. I've worked in the community my whole time, which he has. That message may resonate in that district. The other dynamic here plays, so Paul Rathayem defeats Dave Ouellette. Paul's the only Southeast Asian candidate in the race. Paul defeats Fruin Kembang, the only Southeast candidate in the race. Now he's running against another Southeast Asian candidate. How many folks who voted for the Southeast Asian candidate in 21 and 23 who now have a choice leave Paul and go to Sidney Liang? And can he recover from that?
I just have to break in with this because we'll get to the rest of your messages before the show ends, we promise. But Mr. Cervantes himself just chimed in. The change was getting people involved, not bad-mouthing the incumbent. So that was a message from the man we were just speaking about.
right.
There you go, in his own words. And the rest of you, we'll get to you. This
Not
wild
bad mouthing,
messages
but
on
you were in the race to knock him out of office. That's why you ran.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wanted to get people involved to support the incumbent. I don't credit that.
All right.
You got people involved. If he has 30 or 40 different people from Salem Street, Adams Street that are voting and involved,
Oh, that
now,
could make all the difference in that district.
it could, and it's also just it's a good thing for Lowell.
Yeah.
All
Another
right.
way to
Good
stay
job.
involved. It's good.
District 8. We kind of talked about this a little bit. John Dakota, Marcos Candido. Does Marcos Candido win the rematch as well? You know, Joe Frazier couldn't win the rematch against Muhammad Ali. Think of all these other fights. Roberto Duran couldn't beat Sugar Ray Leonard twice, right? I'm showing
Roberto Judon. Yeah.
Roberto.
I got a message from Marty too, but we'll get to that one.
But can Jose Candido find lightning in a bottle
Marcos
twice?
Candido.
Marcos. Marcos.
Now we're all doing it.
Now we're all butchering names.
It's getting late.
We need the professionals to come in here.
Tough numbers. If it's going to be, what were our totals at? over
So
there?
we were at, I think I saw 900 plus at the daily school and another 300 at the charter school. So they were already at over 1,200.
Right. So 1,200. There was 1,266 last time around. Dakota had 800 of those. I don't know where all the Candido votes come from.
Just so you know, from the charter school, I got an update from our messages here. These people
right.
are fantastic.
Love it. They're watching.
8-1 and 8-2. Those are the two charter school Highland districts. Between the wards, you have 204 and 237
Ooh,
votes.
that's a lot.
And that was definitely maybe 30 or 40 minutes ago.
All right. So that's 441.
Thank you, to,
John Dakota.
Sing 101.
John Dakota texted me at 701, 989 at the daily. So my quick math here tells me we've surpassed 1,400. 1,430 with about an hour to go. Do they get to 1,500 votes?
I'm going to say I think the Highlands was legitimately is rallying behind Johnny
I think so.
in opposition to the Democratic Socialist candidate. I think
Or is the Democratic Socialist candidate bringing out the vote?
it's possible. We won't know. I'll look like an idiot if I'm wrong, but I think it's the opposite. I think Dakota's going to win by a couple hundred votes. And I think the Highlands rallied pretty hard in 2017 for the high school, but not as much as we thought. Like, it was there. I think that's what this is. This is that neighborhood rallying. This is Mount Pleasant now saying no. So
Okay.
we'll see. Multiple hundred. I could be
Erin?
very wrong.
Yeah, I think that the way that he spoke on your show really, really hurt Marcos. I just think
The Dakota, calling him
of
Dakota.
right, the level of decorum like that. You can be a young candidate, you can be smart, you can come out and do what you need to do, but the level of decorum needs to also be there. And I think that if that was like spliced up and played 100 times, then John all day. But I think that was a really hard thing to watch.
I did find it interesting that he called John, he's not part of the working.
Hey, it's
There was some weird things.
John
you know?
worked this whole time. I don't, Marcos has never mentioned a job.
I like Marcos. I think he's a good candidate, by the way. I like Marcos. I
He
think
is.
he's
I hope
very
he stays
intelligent.
involved.
And again, I hope he
He
stays
ran a
involved
great
as
campaign.
well. And I have Democratic socialist leaning, so I like his. I like
So
the things
you're
that
the
he.
one.
Stay
Yeah,
on the islands.
exactly. No, done. But yeah, I mean, there was some things he gave Dakota, like in that last debate, he gave Dakota too many opportunities to pivot and make him look bad by calling him a do-nothing. So then Dakota took
Yeah,
out that whole canned. You must not know about it.
Yeah,
Made it seem like it was off the cuff, but it
Gave
wasn't.
him a chance
He was
to-
taking credit for saving the Smith-Baker Center. It was laugh out loud funny, but
He did.
Yeah, he made the motion to demolish it.
That's I am, but he did come around on it
Okay.
and made the
All right.
motion. All right, a few minutes remaining. A reminder.
Sorry,
that,
Mount Pleasant.
Gerry Nutter, Jim Leary, and John Leahy, or is it John Leary and Jim Leahy? We don't know, but they'll both be in the studio at the same time, so we're excited about that. We can prove once and for all that they are not the same person. I've actually seen it on a golf course. They are two separate people, both terrible golfers, by the way. They're here, so we'll get them in a couple of minutes. Wrapping up here with Asa Stutz, Erin Gendron, and Ryan Gilday. Erin, of course, you'll be staying here with them. We'll give you a chance to go get some water and take a bathroom break if you'd like. But at-large races. The incumbents romped in 2021. Vesna Noon, Rita Mercier, John Drinkwater wasn't even close, despite the fact that Bobby Tubielli ran a nice race. Deb Belanger, Bob Hoey was in that race. Switch to 2023, Drinkwater's out, but Eric Gitcher, kind of an incumbent from the Highlands, running at large. He tops the ticket, albeit with only 3,861 votes. Rita second, Vesna third. I think a little bit of a slap from probably from your neighborhood, Erin, about the ADU discussion. Tubielli, not close. Corey Belanger, somewhat in the running, and Virakui, finishing behind. Does anybody touch these three incumbents this time? All battle-tested: Rita Mercier, Vesna Noon,
Emil
Eric
Kaufman.
Gitcher.
All night.
Emil Kaufman.
Off the ticket.
It's run more than once.
Huh? Has he?
I think so, right?
I did talk to a very well-heeled Belvedere resident who shall
Aren't we all?
remain nameless,
You know it's not me.
who knows politics in Lowell very well. Had no idea who Emil Kaufman was, but threw him a vote because he's that angry about what's
Angry?
going on in the city. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, an angry Belvedere resident who voted for Emil Kaufman.
He spoke at meetings several times.
He has.
Yeah.
Does
fourth place come within 1,000 votes of third place?
fourth place is would be Sixto de Jesus. Or well,
We assume.
Sixto de Jesus is the fourth candidate in the race. Is there, if there's an anti-incumbent movement there, if we see what we saw in September carry over to today, I think Sixto has a chance. He's a really likable
When you say
guy.
a chance to be within 1,000, not a chance to be top three.
No, tell me how much.
Ooh.
Tell me how much anger there is out there, and I think
Where's this anger coming?
None. Very little. I mean, other than your unnamed Belvedere source.
Things seem to be going pretty good.
Other than the usual everyone's miserable and everyone hates everyone. Like there's no
that Lowell.
there's no one with pitchforks tonight. I don't think.
So Sixto de Jesus
Again, I'm always wrong.
doesn't get.
He's a safe fourth. But here's something that everybody is missing. We're going to talk about the order, correct? Who comes in first? Is it Gitchier or Rita or Vesna? Everyone's forgetting the fact that Sixtos, if he finishes fourth, is he like on the on-deck circle? Because you're about to have a Senate race that some of the people have not jumped in yet. The special election. You've seen the two state reps, they get a free crack at it. Eric Gitchier could run for that. He
said no, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, everybody seemed to be.
They all said no?
The C's seem to be parting for
Things happen.
Rodney and
That's just
Donato.
one of 9 different things. There's good things, there's bad things. But either way, if we lose a counselor, would he be in the driver's seat right there?
Well,
If he finishes fourth.
if it was Belvedere, they just force someone down your throat.
Well, that
And
was
everyone would be cool with it.
excellent. The
because
guy
it's not-
responsible is right behind us here. But there was no challenger in that race. There are challengers here. Did the city ever clarify it? Let's just say Rita Mercier wins the lottery in a week and she moves to an island. Does he get that spot?
I believe they didn't make a change.
The way
in
that
the
John
at-large.
Leahy got it when he was 10th.
I think the special
20 years ago.
legislation that they filed was only for district races, if I'm not mistaken.
So fourth in this race is not horrible.
So you're thinking there's a chance that a Vesna Noon,
There's always
Eric
a chance.
Gitchier, or Rita Mercier
I'm saying,
doesn't
listen-
complete the term?
Senate seats like this rarely pop up, and they're rarely kind of a toss-up the way it is now. I'm saying if you're Vesna, you say he probably won't. He'll never run against Vanna.
Vesna will not run against Vanna.
You say that. What if this election doesn't go great and he finishes third out of those and he's looking around and he sees who won the different districts and he's not going to be the mayor and he's just going to kind of drift through another 2-year term? Is there a point in it where he's like, I can crush all these people and I can be a senator. I can be it for the next 20 years. I'm going for it.
If he finishes third, I think that's a sign that his strength is no longer there like it was before. Just my take. Has Belvedere given him enough punishment?
He's going to see
Is his timeout over from the ADU discussion?
If that's
in
true,
2023?
right? I mean, that's the theory, right? That he,
precipitous drop from
yeah.
topping the
I mean, well,
ticket
everyone
to
had a
third.
drop,
I'm just
right?
a scenario out there where it's not impossible that whoever finishes fourth ends up on the council. It's happened before.
I like where you're going.
Thank you.
Final race before we turn it over to the results crew. We do have one school committee race at large, kinda. Connie Martin, running again for re-election, Jackie Doherty not running for re-election. They were the only two on the ballot in 2023. Now you've got Danielle McFadden, you've got Bob Hoey, and Zoe Zaniku, 3 candidates, different backgrounds, but all with name recognition. Is Connie Martin in any danger of not retaining her seat?
No. Martin and McFadden.
The M's.
Yeah.
The M's have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Danielle had people at almost every single polling location. The only
Danielle
one,
ran.
there was absolutely just nobody at that polling location at all, and she had people at every single one. So
That was a
ticket
big
for
time
sure.
campaign.
She declared last November.
And she hasn't stopped posting about it since.
No, but I will say this. She also ran a very unique campaign. And Danielle, if you're watching at Mount Pleasant, you may get to throw it in a lot of people's faces. She did not knock a single door.
ooh.
She did not knock any doors. She went to events. She did a lot of signage, getting everybody involved. But she,
So much for those 2,000
I
doors.
asked her, I said, have you knocked any doors? She said, no, and I'm not going to. Even the last weekend, she said she doesn't believe that people were responsive to that, especially over the summer. And she thought that campaigns have changed. She's going to run a different campaign. She did run a different campaign. It's now 8:01. So the polls are closed. So I will say this, but if she is successful, if she tops the ticket, does she reinvent the way we run campaigns, and poor Erin doesn't have to go through 8 pairs of sneakers, and Sean McDonough doesn't have to walk in his skinny jeans and knock doors?
Danielle knows every person behind every door in Lowell, though. So, I mean, she can get away with that, maybe.
If she was an unknown trying that, I don't think it would work so well. But the only question about this race is who's first and who's second. And I'm not sure.
All right, so since you're all in agreement about no suspense, the M's have it, who does top the ticket on the school committee?
Danielle.
Danielle McFadden tops Connie Martin.
I predicted Danielle.
I'm going Connie Martin.
You're going Connie Martin.
We have this thing. It's like just always pick
You wanna
old
be different.
Belvedere. No. I always want to be on the winning side.
So just so you know,
Old Belvedere, I mean that is a nice term. The old guard always wins.
Connie Martin did finish second to Jackie Doherty in both
She's
of those
old guard,
last
too,
two
though.
elections. I will make a prediction. Danielle McFadden will top the ticket there. I will also say Danielle McFadden will get more votes than anybody else on the ballot tonight.
On the ballot.
City Council.
Those
and
two,
school
yeah,
committee
both of them.
included.
Yeah.
That's
Do you want some of these messages
That's my
before you
main
go?
thing.
We've got a very active line here.
quickly go.
Oh, well, I can't go quick here. Let's see. Erin is 1,000% right about that. Don't even know what we were talking about. You see?
Evergreen tweet.
Let's see. Do it, Erin. We need a new state rep. Oh.
Whoa, see that? We're
There
pushing
we
Erin
go.
around. There we go.
Heard it here
I may
first.
be different texter. I may be mistaken, but I think I saw a red star being erected at Calorie Park tennis courts. Different texter. The People's Republic of Calorie Park tennis courts, comrade. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on here. I'll check back in a little bit if there's a lull and Gerry needs some.
I'd rather have communists than low Catholic.
All right. Thank you to Asa. Thank you to Ryan Gilday. Ryan, you're out of here.
Yep.
Erin, you're stuck in that seat. You're going to get
job,
bookended by a couple of more handsome gentlemen, Jim Leary, John Leahy. I'm going to get out of here. Gerry Nutter is going to come sit in here. The polls are closed. We should start getting the first results any minute now. When we do, we will post them here for you. I will throw out the disclaimer. All results are unofficial, both on the city, even the city results tonight, when they put them out, they will be unofficial as well. Our results, certainly unofficial, but we're going to do our best to be as accurate as we can and to give you the flavor. We haven't screwed up in a big way yet. We've been off a couple of votes here and there, but we haven't screwed up yet. So, without any further ado, I'm going to get the hell out of here and let Gerry Nutter take the big seat. We're going to have John Leahy and Jim Leary sit there. I'm going to have you guys bookend poor Erin.
I heard Mayor Rourke won.
You guys grab your seats.
That's the big nose of the night.
I'll put that screen up and turn it over to Gerry Nutter. Take it away, Gerry.
All right. Good evening and welcome to live election result coverage here on Inside Lowell. We're coming to you from the Well Point Studios. Well Point, your whole health is their whole point. Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to our election night coverage. Those are last year's numbers John Leahy is staring at, or 2 years ago.
Yes. Oh, well,
Let me flick the screen here, and we have
what's going on?
Jimmy Leary and John Leahy with us. Gentlemen, here we are again.
Yes.
Here we are again. What's going
We're
on?
here-
Together
We were
again.
here in September.
Oh, you were.
And-
Oh, I
you were
were.
in.
Oh, that's right. Once
Ooh
again,
la la.
once again, John Leahy is replacing Bill Samaras. I'm just calling it I'm just calling it like I see it, you know?
Thank you.
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Hey, listen, I just happened to, call it was Samaras was here with us in September.
He was.
Yeah.
Well, he was here, sitting in this seat over here.
So
So
it was there.
it's all good. Any big predictions tonight, Gerry? Anything on your end, you think?
Any big predictions?
Shocking predictions, I guess.
I think we could see two councillors potentially lose, and I think that would be Paul Rethayem and Wayne Jeanette. I think those two could lose their seats unless the downtown comes out stronger. I was hearing from people over in Centerville, Pawtucketville, how they had met Sean McDonough going door to door a number of times, how they were impressed with him. And I think he may pull an upset tonight. Now, I was teasing him when the election season started because his logo is, we can have nice things. And I was comparing that to an 8th grade class president,
All right.
and now he's
Well, he's a teacher, right?
He's a teacher,
He's a
exactly,
teacher,
yeah.
yeah,
So he's kind of turned things around. So I think he has a chance, and I think Sidney Liang, that you don't need a lot of votes coming out of that area to win. So I think those two. I mean, I've made it pretty clear where I stand on District 8. Johnny Dakota and I grew up together.
Yep.
Even though he looks a lot younger and sings much better than I do.
A little bit better. Not much.
I tell him not much all the time.
Well,
But,
he remembers the words, right? So that's half the battle. So,
well, see, my problem is, Jimmy, I know all
You
the
gotta read
words.
the words,
I know,
can't
I
sing.
know all the words, but I just can't carry a tune. I just, tone deaf. But so those would be the two upsets. I think the Belvedere race between Dan Finn and Belinda Jurian may be closer than people think.
Yeah, I think that's going to be close.
you live right in the middle of it. Then what do
Yeah.
you think? What do you see?
I think it's going to be very close. Danny was out every day with his daughter working hard. She was out working hard. She seems to have that, how would you say it politely? She's got the
Support back.
bigger supporters, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The bigger name supporters, but he's got, a wave of support.
He's got the little leagues, right?
yeah.
So he's got a lot of.
He's got a lot of
parents
the
from
younger,
leagues.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what I wrote in my column on Sunday, which I'm told upset some people, me upset people,
Shocking.
shocking, no, is that I think that a lot of the younger, and I put those between 35 and 55 who have kids, I think he appeals to that crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much like I thought Erin was going to do.
Hey, Erin.
We had joined
Speaking of Erin,
Erin. Yes, sure. She's the only one who got a break.
Yeah.
Erin gets a break. Hi, Erin.
Hi, how are you doing?
Erin Gendron is with us. And for those of you who don't recall, Erin was a candidate for the Belvedere seat, which we're talking about. And now Erin has her own Facebook kind of blog called After the Run.
Oh, nice.
Out of the running.
out of the run.
Out of the running.
Oh, I thought After the Run was a good one. It's called Out of the Running?
Out of the running.
Nice.
So they're it's a reel update show. So on Facebook they're reels. So they're kind of
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
quick,
Yeah,
under 5 minutes, just updates on kind of what's going on around the city.
very cool. How How do you like doing that? Can't even talk. Jeez.
I love it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's, I still pay attention to everything. I kind of just can't get away from stuff. So it's good to be able to kind of share information with others.
So Johnny and I were talking about the Belvedere race between Belinda and Danny. From your perspective, what are you seeing right now? You're in the middle of it as well.
And what are you
right?
hearing?
So
Yeah, I mean, both ran great campaigns. They both really worked incredibly hard. I think it's a jump ball. It's going to be really close.
I think I said it was going to be within 50 votes.
oh well. Does anybody get the vote count from over there? Did you go there, Johnny? When
It was low this afternoon,
But
maybe.
it's picked up. Last I heard from you guys was around 2,200.
Yeah.
Right.
it's picked
Oh,
up.
wow. Okay.
When I was over there this afternoon, late this afternoon, around 3:30 maybe, it was only 13, about 1,500.
Yeah, well, it's picked up. The last
good,
numbers that I heard on the early show with Teddy was it's around 2,200.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
which is
People
not
came out then, so that's positive. Good.
people came out, and people on their way home stopped to vote. So again, who came out is the question.
We'll know in a few minutes, right? Basically. So
Well,
it's-
we'll know in a little bit. It
Yeah.
takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But the other interesting race is up in District 8, your old neighborhood.
my old neighborhood. So I stopped by at District 8. There was probably just under 1,000 votes between the two right out of the daily school. So
What time was that?
That was probably 7:30.
Oh,
So right near the end, right before, well, 7:20, right before I came over here. So, and nobody was going in. So it was pretty, pretty dark. Who knows what, maybe the last minute rush, people coming in from dinner or
how
whatever.
many did you say then?
Well, just under 1,000
Okay.
between both of the precincts. So it's a little low, but it was like 5 something in my old precinct, 8-3, and then the other one was 405, 420 in that range. So it's it's not awful, but it's not not where you want to be. It's
You're
going to be
probably
an interesting.
it's going to end up around 12 or 1,300 when you
Break
add
them
in the
all out.
charter school.
Yeah, probably in that range. So it'll be close. I mean, looking through the neighborhood, I walked with Johnny one of the days, Johnny Dakota. So there's people that both candidates were working really hard, knocking on doors, which is at the end of the day, that's how you win, is actually going to people and asking for their vote.
This election especially, to me, came across as one of those knock on the door, that's how you're going to win this thing.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot of money spent in the Lowell Sun, on CAP, on Inside Lowell, where, by the way, Sherry Barbosa, I don't get a dime here, okay? But it'll be interesting because it was a neighborhood race. Oh, Mr. Panos is here.
We're getting some early numbers.
Already.
All right, so let me see your microphone for a quick second here.
What number do I push?
I'm number
on
5.
screen here. Oh, there you
And
go.
but if you want to go to number 6 on the that shows your
Oh, look at that.
results. So in 8-3, that is the daily school, the Upper Highlands. John Dakota, 338 votes. Marcos Candido, 248 votes. So a good start for John Dakota there. In terms of city council at large, Eric Gitchier with 399 votes there. Rita Mercier with 300. Vesna Noon with 351. 156 for Sixto de Jesus and 50 for Emil Kaufman. School committee side, Danielle McFadden, 379 at the daily. Connie Martin, 251. We told you in the pre-show there that the Highlands, I believe, is where Danielle's strength will be, if not citywide. Zoe Zaniku, 105. Bob Hoey at 145. We also have our first acre numbers to report. And as I'm speaking to you, we're getting even more in. But the Paul Ratayem, Sidney Liang race, this is from downtown. 7-2, I believe. That is the acre race, but the Lowell High School vote, if I'm not mistaken. Sidney Liang, 83 votes. Paul Ratayem, 78. Very close there. On the city council at large race, Rita Mercier with 85 votes in that precinct. Vesna Noon with 78. Sixto de Jesus with 75. Eric Gitcher with 68, Emil Kaufman with 20. And on the school committee side, again, very tight there, Danielle McFadden, 73, Connie Martin, 72, 35 for Zozaniku, and 32 for Bob Hoey. So with one Highlands precinct reporting in our spreadsheet, one acre, District 7 precinct reporting. That's what you have in those district races. And so far with 2 of the 33 precincts, there's your at-large standings for the moment. We'll go put in some more numbers for you guys, okay? And gals.
All right, beautiful. Thank you. Early numbers tell us John Dakota's in good shape. If that's the daily school, that's about 90 votes. A 90-vote lead, so that should put him in fairly decent shape up there. District 7, I said that was going to be a close one.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the early numbers there. Look at that. That's 5 votes.
Yeah,
I know.
that's really, really close.
That's
You switch over real quick to your school committee though too. You're looking at just from the same Ward 7, you have Connie Martin and Daniela like almost the same vote, 73, 72, and ultimately, so they're really double the vote that you had from the other 2 candidates, school committee candidates. And you go to the Highlands, Connie Martin again, it's double. Well, Daniel McFadden's triple the votes that the bottom 2 that were received. So for Hoey and for Desinu. So yeah, it's so far so good for Danielle McFadden and Connie Martin coming out from those 2 districts, but long way to go. Still have that Belvedere vote to come in, and the rest of the Highlands and Pawtucketville is the you see there's a second or the third area in the whole city when you're looking at the total vote count. So
it's like the second now.
Yeah, so you're looking at it as that's a big area for folks to come in. That if there's any changes, you'll see it there. But good start so far for the incumbents.
And looking at the at-large council race, to no great surprise, Eric Gitchier is leading the pack. Vesna right now has the second, and then Rita in third. DeJesus is doing a respectable showing.
Yeah.
For a first-time candidate who really didn't run a very visible. He wasn't out. He did a lot of. He was another one who did a lot of face-to-face things. He'd show up at different meetings and work the crowd that way. But like I said, a lot of money has not been spent here on CAP or in the Sun.
You have strong candidates at the large race, right? You have, Eric Kitcher's run a few times and has done really well. Started off at that as a ward councilor or district councilor and came out really strong. And then Rita's been here for a long time, a top vote getter, someone who's a perennial. And
Vesna's topped the ticket on occasion. Yeah. So no surprise with those 3.
No, not at all.
Well, the days of remember Patrick Murphy, whether you liked him or not, spent no money and knocked on doors, and he did very well.
And that's what the district races have, I think, really turned into this year, and especially. Erin, how many doors did you knock on?
Yeah, we knocked about 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way it seems to be going. Even you ran a pretty good social media campaign. But even social media, I haven't seen, and maybe because I'm not in the target demo. I mean, the 3 of us are a little on the.
Hey,
I know you're not 60 yet. You reminded. You reminded Leahy.
I might look 92, but I'm not 60, man. I can.
Well, when we started, the paper was so strong, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
exactly,
ads every week in the paper. Now,
Right. Yeah, and you also had the paper could make or break a candidate.
oh yeah,
I mean, look at the whole arena debate.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Casey Crane finishing 4th in the preliminary and finishing 12th in the final after getting whacked consistently.
yeah,
Because of the arena issue.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I think it's coordination too, though. If you have a good social media campaign, you get your friends out there to have word of mouth. You're out there, you're knocking on doors, and at the end of the day, if you're pleasant, you're talking. Issues unfortunately, issues are not always the door-to-door issue, right? That people are not asking unless there's something important that they're asking, like, did you vote for that? So I think at the end of the day, if you're knocking doors and talking about things and it's positive, people generally give you a benefit of the doubt. The challenge is like a state rep race almost, where you're looking at the council ward to ward. It's a little different. You can only vote for one.
well, that was Marty Laurie had said this from the beginning when they brought in district councilors, and Marty's thing was once you get a councilor in there as a district rep, it's going to be very hard to beat them. It's like a state representative. Once they get in there, you don't find too many state reps who lose their seats.
Right.
It can
Yeah,
happen.
people feel bad about running against you. It's
more
they don't
personal.
want it. Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. There's one thing if you're running citywide and there's 16 people in the race, or there's 12 people in the school committee race, and that's what it was when all of us, except for Erin,
well,
ran.
it's funny,
You're with the old crowd tonight, kid.
I was in a neighborhood a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to one of the neighbors up by the Bartlett School, and she says to me, "You don't recognize me," and I said, "I'm sorry, met a lot of people," and she said, "I was on the court case that changed the voting districts," and I said, "Oh, so what do you think?" And she said, "Not so good. I don't like it anymore." So I said, "Well, you got
All right,
what you asked for."
we're gonna go back here. You don't want to.
There you go.
That one,
Much
okay.
better.
All right.
All right, these are the results.
By the way, you can stand up and hold the mic. You can just pick the mic up.
that's nice.
Save your back a little
Look
bit.
at that. I'm like a stand-up comedian here. All right, this is the Pine School results for the Belvedere portion of it. We've got Eric Gitchier, 193. Rita, 169. Vesna Noon, 169. Sixtos de Jesus, 123. And Emil Kaufman, 46. For the district race, we've got Dan Finn, 159. Belinda Duran, 158. And to the school committee, the winner is Danielle McFadden, 187. Connie Martin, 138. Bob Hoey, 118. Zoe Zaniku, 65. And that's that.
That's Bobby Hoey's neighborhood right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yes. So looking at the numbers again, citywide, the same three, Eric Gitchia, Vesna, and Rita are your top three vote getters there. On the school committee at large, you have Danielle, to nobody's surprise, topping the ticket. Connie finishing a strong second so far, and then you have Bobby and Zozaniku. We said Belvedere. I said Belvedere was going to be. I said within 50 votes, and look at that, 159 to 158.
it's really not Belvedere. That's not.
Bobby Hoey lost that argument, Jimmy.
No, it's really not Belvedere. But I mean, and Bobby did probably about 18 in that area.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's.
I wonder what the preliminary numbers are for the Pine, because I just for my own race, they spent a lot of time up there, like in a lot of people, and even today there was a lot of Finn sign holders, and there was a lot of Belinda sign holders up there. So they worked that area, even though it's a small section.
Yeah.
But there's votes to be had, and I just wonder what the numbers are from the preliminary, because I think they were about very close to the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One vote apart, so it's like a tie.
Yeah.
One of
Tie.
my biggest pet peeves, which has always been a pet peeve of mine, is people will come out in a blizzard to vote in a presidential race. They'll come out in a torrential rainstorm to vote for Congress or governor. But we can't get people out I mean, today wasn't a bad day. It was a little windy.
Yeah, a little bit.
But we can't get people to come out to vote in a municipal election. Why not?
I think at the end of the day, people think the president and the national and state really are the ones who support them the most. And I always, every argument that we make as local people who have been elected or have run for office, like, this is where government really happens. And I don't think people buy that argument. Now, I don't happen to agree with it, but if you talk to the average bear that doesn't show up, they're like, no, that's not true. They don't say it that way, but they're like, you know what, if I'm going to come out in the rain or whatever, it's going to be in a presidential election. So sometimes I think locally we drink as a candidate, we drink that Kool-Aid a little bit, but there's got to be a better, kind of in the business world, you have to say a better elevator speech, better way of reaching somebody to say, this is important for you. Running for school committee is probably the hardest, because you go to people who don't have kids any longer, and they're like,
Right.
I don't have kids any longer. And we'd always say like, well, it's still your tax dollars. Right. And if your schools aren't doing really well, the rest of the city isn't going to do really well either. So it's important to you. But it's a hard sell, because at the end of the day, once your kids are out, you're like, you kind of watch it, but you're not committed to it. So it's a challenge.
And some people, if they like the candidates, they just assume you're going to win, so they don't come out to vote either.
So people are texting me numbers, and Asa is walking in, and I think Asa is going to share the same numbers that I've been getting. So possibly, maybe. Let's find out.
All right, these are the charter schools. So Highlands 8-1 and 8-2. Let's go here. We don't know which one is which, but we've got both results. So that's all that matters. In this one, we have Vesna 136, Gitchier 105, Rita Mercier 81, Sixtos de Jesus 73, and Emil Kaufman 33. And in the city council district race, we've got Marcos Candido 126, John Dakota 70. In the school committee portion, we have Danielle McFadden 110, Connie Martin 87, Zoe Zaniku 64, Bob Hoey 31. Now, let me flip over to my next one. And here is the second. So these are both charter. This knocks out the charter school. City Council, Vesna Noon, 152. Eric Gitchier, 141. Rita Mercier, 112. Sixto, 64. Kaufman, 27. District, Marcus Candido, 126 again. John Dakota, 100. School Committee, Danielle McFadden, 113. Connie Martin, 108. Zoe Zaniku, 54. And Howie, 62. So, Candido, taking the charter school.
Yeah, he picked up over 40, like almost 50 votes there. 50 votes.
508 to 500.
Yeah. So it's close. That
Wow.
tightened up completely.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you're looking at McDonough and Genis. That's like virtually a tie right now. That's very close too.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to wait for the official numbers,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you that that is an upset in the making.
McDonough, Genis.
My phone's is telling me, and I'm going to wait till Teddy comes in or Asa comes in with the numbers, but that's going to be an upset in the making there. McDonough is going to pull this off. Is what
Wait till the final numbers.
is what the numbers. I'm just telling you, the numbers.
Streamer, these are not
These
official results.
are not official. These are not. And Teddy wants to remind everybody that these numbers that we're getting are not official. The city, actually, even the numbers they released tonight are unofficial. They have to be certified by the election commission within a week or so. But we're going to get some numbers in shortly for District 4. And I had said that race was up for grabs. And from what I hear, what my phone keeps blowing up, and you can hear it, is that McDonough has pulled off an upset victory.
I mean, I thought
Interesting.
Wayne does a great job. He's got a lot of good input on motions, his and other people's. So, but again, sometimes it's not about how well you perform
Just what I said.
floor,
When
yeah.
I talked to people from Sunderville, Pawtucketville, it was the fact that McDonough had hit their property a couple of times, and when you meet him one-on-one, he's very personable. He's a very good speaker. Put him behind a microphone, he gets a little nervous, which is surprising because he's a teacher, but he gets a little nervous.
I can understand that.
I was just going to say, you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Why?
I think everybody can, right? Like the eyes are
But
on you.
those of us who are hams, those of us who are hams and love to talk.
Yeah.
But you can get nervous, and you do more you do it, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, the more you do it, more comfortable. There's always a bit of nerves.
There's
when
always a
you're
bit
out
of
there.
nerves. Here he is, the man with more numbers.
Pull up a seat for God's sake.
I know. It's a lot of work here. Get our first downtown race numbers. So this is 4-1. This is the Rogers. Council at large. Getchier 82, Rita 68, Vesna 111, Sixtos 95, Emil 28. And our first district results. Sean McDonough 87, Wayne Jeunesse 70. School Committee.
Oh, we already saw.
Connie Martin, 103. Danielle McFadden, 65. Bob Hoey, 42. And Zoe, 41. I'll be back.
We'll be here waiting for you.
Looking at the at-large numbers, Vesna is running very strong tonight.
Yeah.
And Eric both. And Rita's got a solid, her numbers are solid also.
Yeah, the top three. I mean,
So
that makes, those are numbers you wouldn't be shocked at all.
At
So,
all, right. Yeah. And same thing with the school committee race with Danielle and Connie Martin.
Yep.
Topping, but Bobby and Zozanico were putting up, decent numbers themselves. I tell you, on the at-large race,
Sixtos and Strike.
Sixtos are pretty good. Yeah, those are good numbers.
Those
Yeah.
are really good numbers for a first-time candidate.
Yes.
Those
And going up strong against strong incumbents, right? So he's
Right.
doing very well. So we'll
He's
see how he
doing-
does in Pawtucketville.
right,
And
doing very well against three very strong incumbents.
And that's with only one, District 3 result too. So there's still time.
Yeah.
some more coming in.
Yeah, the numbers. So
But no surprise. I mean, the only one, again, you were saying the surprise was McDonough and Genis. I think it's really, really tight right now. And Johnny and Candino are
and then
pretty tight.
take a look at District 7. The numbers we have so far.
See, with the vote count for that,
155 to 126.
but there's not a lot of votes that come in. So that's
There's not.
a lot of votes for that type of a
Right,
district. Where,
exactly.
Unless something changes.
Oh, look at the numbers that are jumping now. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, those numbers for, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of trending the same way. So
It
it's,
is.
and it's not a lot of votes. You can look like just one example, Dakota and Candino with only two precincts coming in, have like, you know, more votes individually than they have combined.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of votes, but that's a lot of votes for that type of a district with the vote counts historically the way they come in.
Yeah, it's we'd said some of these district races were going to be very close races, and they are coming in right now. The numbers are coming in is very. Any of those numbers surprise you, Jim?
Well, it's a little tighter, I think, in the Highlands race, but I think, you know, Candino was actually knocking on a lot of doors, so that's not surprising, but it's something I hope that Johnny, you know, as a candidate supporting him, can pull away with it. But at the end of the day, he really worked extremely hard. And that's kind of what, like we said earlier, you got to have either real strong issues and slam those issues, and someone not respond to the issues. Like, you know, example would be like I didn't want to put streetlights up in a certain area, and I didn't vote for it, but everybody really wanted it. And that's kind of simplifying the issue, but that's kind of where you draw out people to come out and vote. Not only do you have a great personality or whatever, and then put some effort in there, but if you have an issue that people are striving on. So it'd be interesting to see how part of the national debate that you're hearing and seeing from folks you're seeing in New York City tonight, does that have some legs here at all? And that's kind of something we'll find out shortly. But at the end of the day, that race in the Highlands is pretty tight. Sixto is putting, like you said earlier, putting up some good numbers, those strong candidates, but you gotta, at the end of the way it trends out, probably not going to be in the money. It's just really kind of the way the gap is. The three candidates that are leading it are pretty strong. And Johnny, I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but it's kind of the way.
No, I'm surprised that the Highlands is so tight. I didn't know who the other candidate was until the primary, so.
Well,
I
nobody
was
knew
surprised,
him, until the preliminary. And I mean, he's a young kid. He's 25 years old.
He jumped in a little late too. I feel
He
like
did.
everyone else had really announced very early this year. So that's also a strategy, you know, just kind of jumping in a little late. I think he pulled his papers and like got in just
within like a
June
week.
to July, right? Like it was very quick. So
it was really
that's
quick.
another strategy.
Yeah. So it's but he, you know what? I mean, the numbers don't lie. Though, like you said, Jimmy, he has knocked on a lot of doors. He has gone door to door. He had people.
He's someone else who was knocking doors like in that area today, like just to get his people out.
And
Right?
we talked about that the last time about instead of sitting there waving at people all day long, going out there and identifying human beings that don't show up. We were talking about it during the preliminary because nobody really votes in the preliminary, but if you can get your vote out, that's a positive thing. So it's kind of the story, like I always tell the story of Jackie Doherty when she first ran for school committee. You know, Brian Martin said to her, you know, why are you sitting here holding a sign? Go out there and start to meet some people. And it's an awkward thing to do, but say, hey, you know, I'm so-and-so, I'd like to have your vote. And if you can, in this race, it's a little bit different than in that large race, like a Jackie Doherty, but you're actually identifying these people. So if I know Gerry Nutter is gonna vote for me, and Jerry's watching TV and gets caught up in the day, you go to his house and say, hey, you got to get out here and vote. Very kind of like state-orientated, or even like a national congressional race, identifying human beings if they show up. If they haven't shown up, extracting them from their living room and getting them to the polls, right?
Well, you hear that all the time. People say, well, you knocked on my door, I'm going to support you, because nobody comes around here.
The man with the numbers is back.
No numbers, but we have some calls here.
Oh, okay.
First call tonight. Sidney Liang will be defeating Paul Rathayem. So, first incumbent to lose. Paul Rathayem has conceded. He's calling Sidney. So that race is, again, nothing here is official, but could we call it unofficially official?
Unofficially official.
Okay.
Yep.
And also, the numbers you're looking at in your screens in the Highlands, the Johnny Dakota race, that's everything. So what you see is what you get. Take it away,
So
Gerry.
Those final numbers: John Dakota 724.
Hey, so that's so anticlimactic the way you just did it. What the heck? Should have cut to commercial. We could
Gerry's big moment.
have prepped this thing a little bit better. So that's just the district gate is done. Then those are the final vote.
Those are the final numbers: 724 to 685. That was a very close race.
Yeah, very close.
That was a very close race. And so far, and now we have, one counselor. That's the second, Paul Rathayem. So you have Liang and whoever replaces Corey Belanger in Ward 1. Ward 3 rather, because Corey Belanger's out. So
yeah,
you have at least 2 new councilors, and District 4. If you look at the numbers that are coming in so far, as I started to say earlier, we may have another upset right there with Mr. McDonough. Seems to be leading in District 4. We don't have all the numbers in, but that's going to be, potentially the 3rd new council.
I'm surprised we don't have the numbers from Belvedere yet.
They have. them.
They
wait till.
I used to get my numbers a little bit earlier than that.
They they like to be last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, in 2017, I had to wait until the Belvedere numbers came in to find out that I had won.
Really?
Yeah. It's the only time I ever won anything in Belvedere, by the way.
2017, yeah.
3 and 5 have write-ins, right? Because that's the school committee write-in. Sherry's running.
Sherry-
And it's 3 and 5, so I think those numbers will be slow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be slow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But they won't count the write-ins tonight.
Yeah.
The numbers we have won't include the write-ins.
But the write-ins aren't going to affect that.
No.
The margin there. But
No.
yeah, you're right. You won't get the official numbers for a
Numbers
bit of
tonight.
time.
Right.
But looking at the at-large council race, Vesna 1739,
Yeah.
Eric 1532, and Rita 1355. Just what you'd expect. The incumbents
Yeah.
all running strong. But I give a lot of credit to Sixto.
Yeah, it's good numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
Solid.
989. He's running a solid. He's running a solid race there
Yeah, I agree.
for a first-time candidate running citywide. And Johnny, Jimmy, you guys have run citywide. You know the challenge.
Yeah.
It's very tough to hit so many places. And
It's even harder now than it was when we were running because you have less. Like when you had city council back then, it was 9,
right.
like 9 votes, so you could spread that out pretty
Right.
easily.
You could
Now
ask
it's
people
better.
just one of your 9 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same with school committee. 1 is 6. Now it's a 2, right? It's 2.
Now it's 2 at large, and if you look again, not surprising. Danielle McFadden 1194, Connie Martin 1119, Bobby Hoey 611, and Zozaniku 551.
What are the numbers again? The top 2 numbers?
For the top 2,
Yeah.
Danielle is 1,194, and Connie is 1,119.
Oh, something that I saw that was cool at one of the polling sites. So the city always gives you like one of those magnifying things, but I think in Pawtuckaville, one of the poll workers brought like a little basket of cheetahs,
Oh,
the
yeah.
little glasses. I thought that was so sweet,
Yeah, you need those.
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Getting some other.
Are you getting off the line? Yeah, getting
I'm-
different
I'm-
numbers.
I listen. I can't. I don't want to speculate, but my prediction about the Belvedere race being within 50
Yeah.
may turn out to be less than that.
Wow.
According to
Wow.
a message I just got there. That's going to be a very, very close race. So, and
I
by
said
the way,
within 25, so.
Oh wow, dude.
I
Okay,
know,
over
I
under.
thought it was-
What's the over under?
you're, you're close. You're closer than I was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you with knowing people in the city.
Nothing.
Jerry. Oh my God.
Jimmy, you've been around long enough.
Amazing.
You know,
It's shocking,
14
yeah.
years on the radio, people kind of believe what you say.
Wow. Wow.
And your blog all those years.
And the blog. Oh yeah. Before that was a blog.
Yeah,
blog
before that
history.
was a blog. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the good old days.
So Johnny Dakota is reelected.
Johnny Dakota
Okay.
has been reelected, and Paul Rethiem has been defeated.
Okay.
Those are the 2 that are official.
Okay.
But the numbers, the numbers keep coming in, and we'll see as it progresses. I mean, even the District 4 numbers are pretty close between Janess and McDonough, 151, 142, the numbers we have so far.
So to speculate while we wait for the final vote count, how does that affect the mayor's race coming in as you walk in?
Okay, just on a roughly, I think you have Danny wants to be mayor again. I think he has Rita. She has said publicly that she would support him again. Kim Scott and John Dakota and Sakari Cha. So he's going to need one more. He's going to now. When I did the WCAP debate last week with Mr. Janess and Mr. McDonough, one of my questions to them was, who will you support as mayor? And Mr. McDonough seemed to indicate that he would be supportive of Mayor Rourke staying in place.
So we're still waiting for District 5. Right now it's 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, no numbers coming out of
What happened over there?
coming out of South Light. I don't think.
Forget to anybody to go over
Yeah,
there?
right, exactly. Jimmy, would you mind running out?
Right back, yeah.
Just take a run up. Take a run up Gorham Street to the Butler School. Anybody out in the
Anybody out at Butler School walking their dog? You can go up to
Can you
them.
go up to the door and take a picture and send it to us here at 978-45.
What's they do that in the news, the live news or whatever? Calling your report.
Call in your report.
Gorham School. Where's Mark Bastine? You're home watching this, right? Get up, kid. Come on.
Call
Get up
dinner
there.
in at George's
Daryl,
and ask
yeah,
them to
what's
run
up?
up there.
It's like, yeah.
Jeff Thomas.
Yeah.
Come on, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff. What the heck?
978.
Yeah.
Just send it to my phone. You guys, I don't have to give you my number. Everybody has my number.
Oh, man.
Posted.
Just keep.
Uh-oh. We may have to wait till later tonight for that vote count.
Nah,
Teddy's driving there now.
Connie's doing very well though.
Yes.
I expected Connie to continue to do well. I mean,
And she's had some, she's been busy at work and other things,
Yep.
so she really didn't campaign as much as she could have, and she's doing very well for
How many
in
years
that
for
respect.
Connie right now? How many years? It's over 20, right?
Yeah, she
came in
can't
at probably
remember. Was she
90,
there?
I think-
90
right before you, right?
Yeah, either a term or two before me, and I was there 201, right?
So right
Got
there,
elected
she was like
201.
97 then, and that it, right?
Might have been 99 or
99.
yeah,
she's been there a while.
yeah.
She's been there. Oh, Mr. Numbers is back.
Here we go.
Getting close to another one here. These are the numbers for the Green Alge for the downtown race. We've got, for that race, Sean McDonough, 96, Wayne Jeunesse, 43. We're just waiting on one more of the there's 4 precincts. We've got 3 of the 4 that you're seeing on the screen. So it's looking very much like Sean McDonough is going to pull off an upset and win this race. We're just waiting on that last one to come in. But if you want the official numbers here,
The unofficial, official.
thank you. The unofficial official numbers for the council race out of the Green Alge. Gitchier 73, Mercier 82, Noon 64, Sixtos 57, Emile 33. I gave you the district race. McDonough 96, Jeunesse 43, and school committee. Connie Martin 45, Zoe 40, Hoey 46, Danielle McFadden 85. This is Belayville. That
Yeah,
a lot of people.
You've termed it, but
Yes,
I
I mean,
heard you named.
You got to stay that. That's the official.
Belayville.
But so,
Belayville. Yeah.
so
yeah.
Belayville,
Lowlands. Yeah.
a lot of people, including I think Sean McDonough, thought if he did well there, he could win this race and steal it. And it looks like he just did that.
I just get done saying when I was talking that people over in that area have said they met him a couple times. He went face to face to their door, and they were very impressed with him.
I'm not sure if you heard it earlier, but he had people knocking doors at 5:30 this evening, and then he had himself knocking doors in Back Central where he speaks Portuguese. So he closed. Like he closed strong.
Yeah,
and
he
you're
did.
seeing it right now.
He did. By the
One
way,
to go, and then that one will be unofficially official.
Officially unofficial.
I
Officially unofficial.
I actually have some numbers that aren't up there from District 5.
All right.
Which is, and if you need these, you can take these numbers. This is the Kim Scott race.
For a small fee.
Yeah, for well.
You know, what? Let him rip, and then we'll send him over to the mothership after.
Okay, so this is Ward 5, Precinct 1, Kim Scott 172, Sherry O'Connor Barboza 68. I'm just doing the district one.
Yeah.
And on the Ward 5, Precinct 2, Kim Scott 160, Sherry O'Connor Barboza 40.
Okay.
So Kim is going to handily
Yeah.
win that race there. So yeah, I have all sorts of fun.
So we're just waiting again for Belvedere.
Belvedere. Where are they?
Belvedere.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Leahy, don't you have any pull anymore?
I should, but I go over and close down the place.
Listen, when the numbers come in, again,
Yes.
as from Erin said, she's saying under, I said a 50 vote difference.
All right, I'll say
She
within 25.
No,
And a half.
Erin already
You
said
just
that.
said that.
Oh.
Erin already
And a
said
half.
that. Yeah.
25 and a half.
Go lower.
All right, I'll go between 12.
Lower.
Cut it
Wow.
out. So ultimately, you're talking.
So they could do a recount.
They'll do a recount. That's within the margin of error completely.
I'm talking
Well
about
within.
under 10 separating.
So that's
from the
definitely-
messages I have, again, the messages I will wait for the numbers, but the messages on my phone tell me that race is going to be decided by under 5 votes.
So
It's a 4-vote difference.
So if that's true,
Again, if it's true, we'll wait till the
if it's
final
true,
numbers come in.
do you do a recount?
I would
you'd have to,
I would
just-
think you'd have to, just because of it's for. And the other question, and I'm sure that the answer is yes to this, but have all of the mail-in ballots,
That's right.
you know, and I think they have. I think they usually what they do is they go out in the afternoon. They're brought out
Run
to
up
the
through.
and they're run through. But
Yeah.
but that's a real. I mean,
tight.
we knew it was going to be a tight. I would think.
This is when it counts, when people say,
didn't get
I
out.
forgot to
Yeah.
vote
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
like, it counts.
Right.
You
it
have to
counts.
get out, yeah.
If you, this is one of those where it's going to show you how much it counts.
I'm with you. Well, you didn't show up last year, so I don't know. Who is that? George Anthony used to say that.
Yeah.
Knock on a door and you'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you, George. And you're like, well, before? Yeah. I'm like, well, you didn't vote the last 5 times, but good for you.
George tells a story about somebody he knows that didn't go out and vote, and the guy lost by 1 vote.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. George used to have, some great stories like that. So,
Yeah, I think he reprimanded his mother for not voting for him that time. So.
Erin, would you be surprised that the Belvedere vote is that close?
With this race, no. I thought it would be very close. I think there's just, they both ran great campaigns, and yeah, I could see it.
No, it was interesting. I don't know if any of you saw the podcast yesterday, the Inside Lowell podcast, the Daily Pulse with Teddy and Marty Leary.
Oh, we all watched that, yeah.
I'm glad you do. Teddy would be very happy. But one of the things that Marty kept saying is that Vanna was using this as a dry run.
Dry run.
And, you wonder, it didn't help her support for Wayne Jeunesse didn't help, but her support for Vesna seems to be very strong. Vesna, with the latest numbers we have here, has now pulled up to be the top vote getter.
If I could cut you off for just
You
a second.
may, sir.
We've got an official call here. District 4, the downtown race. Sean McDonough pulls off the upset and beats Wayne Jeunesse. The numbers on your screen are unofficially official.
Unofficially official.
410 to 358.
So
52 votes.
well, congratulations to Sean, but Wayne's
Yeah.
a good. I mean, I met Wayne a couple of times while just living in the city. Wayne's a good guy.
Wayne is a good guy, but so is Sean. I've got to see Sean. I work at the high school a couple days a week, and Sean is a special ed teacher over there. So I've seen him over there. And when I did the district debate last week between the two of them, both of them are very good. And we all know. I mean, to put your name on a ballot
Hard to do. Yeah.
and get out there and run. I mean, Erin, you did it with my kids were all older, I should say. I mean, my youngest daughter, I think at the time was in high school when I ran in 2017. But to do it with young kids, it's a lot of time.
Yeah, they're 4 and 5, and
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah,
to
but you drag them
with you,
along.
but
You drag them out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some paraphernalia to hang on doors.
They thought it was fun. Every time we went to different people's houses, they thought we were trick or treating. So they were very happy to get candy
Ring
at
the
the time.
doorbell,
We were
yeah.
ringing doors.
Well, I always remember you'd be knocking on a door, and my daughter would say, I can see them in the window, Dad. I said, yeah, they don't want to talk to us. So,
Honey, they can say yes too.
That's why they're-
people, school committee's tough. They just ignore you. At least council, they might come to the door and say,
Yeah.
But
Were you guys both on at the same time?
Yeah.
yes.
They were both on the school committee at the same time and on the council. At the
We
same
used to
time?
knock on doors opposite streets. I had to grab his literature,
Yeah.
he'd grab mine, and we would just like mess with people all day long. It was fun.
Yeah, these
You're like-
guys.
you're like looking at
They
it
were
like,
like interchangeable. They would,
We had a lot of
I like
fun.
keep looking at both of you. Like people thought you looked that much alike. Is that?
Well, it's just,
No, not really.
you don't know if the paper was messing with you either.
Jim Leary, John Leahy. It was just close enough that you could have some fun with
Jose
it.
Candido? I think someone dropped that that today.
My mother was very upset with him the first time he ran because the signs were red. My signs were red, and he copied us.
Copied
and
you.
it's so close. He's, and then, we just had a lot of fun
We had
over
a lot
the
of
years.
fun with it, yeah.
So-
Running around Centerville, dropping stuff off.
Yeah.
It was a good take.
And this is a true story. I'm watching a rerun of, I think it was school committee at the time. I had just gone over to the dark side, and you were still on school committee, and you had a motion on, and it said James, Leary, Leahy. They didn't know what to put, so they put both. But I have one other fun story I used to do.
As long as it
I don't
doesn't
know
have to do with polls.
No.
Double polls, no.
You have all the no, those are gone. But you'd have
20 years to do
the
it, but yeah.
the website. You can go up and you could find any school committee person you wanted, and you type a note in. So I'd be at home and I'd get bored, and I'd type in something to Jim's email, and I'd say, "Can't believe you voted that way last night on that issue. This is going to affect my family. What's the matter with you? I voted for you. Now I regret my decision." So then I'd call him an hour later and I'd say, "Hey, how's your day going?" I'd say, "Oh, great. They're all over me on the website. They're crapping all over."
Yeah.
Wow, Bill,
Numbers?
No, well, I don't have the official numbers.
No one sent them to you?
No.
Okay.
You want to put it on the
put it on? Yeah.
No, we want to put out a call to action. Someone send us the Belvedere number.
Well, will somebody please?
forgot the
Will
biggest
somebody
voting
please?
box in the
Oh,
time.
I got them.
Oh, she does.
got them?
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Thank God you're here. Jeez.
If we can steal Aaron for a second here.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Come with us.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll be back.
We'll be back. Yeah.
This
How's the weather out there?
is what I said to you guys before. When I was doing radio, we could take a break, go
Yeah.
to commercial,
We gotta go
stretch
to
our
commercial,
legs. Now that we're streaming, it's just we have to keep on talking endlessly.
Well, I did say to
So
one of our
what's the most
great
stories?
Biggest fans, I should say hi to Mary Shan, school department.
Mary
Sheen. She's our good friend, Mary
Who
Sheen.
does not love Mary?
Oh, everybody loves Mary.
Everybody.
Something
loves
about Mary.
Something about Mary. Mary Sheen. Hello, Mary.
Well, it's going to be interesting if these numbers come in that tight for Belvedere.
Why is Belvedere coming in dead last?
No, it's not. District 5 is, but I already told you those numbers.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that's 0 and 0. What's up with that?
Yeah,
Come
but
on, guys.
no one sends them to Teddy. That's all. They send them to me, not realizing that I get to not do numbers. I just get to sit here and keep talking.
Boy, they're going to be, if they have to do a recount now, you have to, waiting up to today as first-time
It's so-
candidates,
yeah.
and you don't have a decision, it's going to be.
When was the last recount? Was that
Nerve-wracking.
with Billy Martin and that, or is this, what was the last recount we had here?
Tommy Casey?
No, it's after that. I think there was Billy Martin ran for council. Who was it? Or school committee, maybe.
I don't think it was on school committee, but
There was.
Somebody
School
text me
committee, right?
978-866-8561 if you know when the last recount was done here.
I thought it was school
in
committee.
Lowell. I remember I was in 7th or 8th grade when Tommy Casey. No, I was
Yeah,
in
but
high
that-
school with Tommy
Yeah,
Casey.
that's circa what? Circa 1980.
88 was 78, 79, somewhere around there.
Scooby-Doo was still on.
I know, but I don't recall
There
one.
was a school committee one, and I'm forgetting everybody's name, and I shouldn't forget this.
But see, it happens.
Lord.
You move out of
George
Lowell, you
O'Hare?
get everything, you know.
No,
George
not George
O'Hare.
O'Hare, but oh Lord.
Sean,
978-866-8561 if
watching
you
us.
know when the last
Oh,
recount
Sean Sullivan?
was done here in
no,
the
after
city of
that.
Lowell.
After that.
Text me on my cell and please let me know.
Victor Forsley.
Oh Lord.
No, that's back. That's back. You're going
way
way
back
back.
machine. Yeah. Scotty B.
Eddie Early.
Yeah, you're going back further than that.
No, who the heck was it?
This is the Lowell election results coming to you from Inside Lowell, from the Well Point studio. Well Point, your whole health is their whole point. The only
First caller to tell us when the last recount wins
Yeah.
a bottle of water from Poland Springs. We got it here, man. It's all good.
Oh, whoop,
Oh,
whoop,
wait a minute. Who is it?
whoop. Let's see. Hang on. I got a couple messages here. Let's see if anyone.
Bring home milk
I think
and
the
bread.
last recount was John McQuaid
Yes.
beating Kula Harris.
Oh, yes. How
School
could we
committee.
forget
School
that?
committee. There we go. That's
right.
Thank you, Texter.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's right.
There we go. All right.
You know who didn't run so John could run?
No.
Bill Topia.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Oh, wow.
Utopia.
Bill didn't run that year.
That's right.
So John ran, then I ran after that.
Wow.
right.
Well, there you go. So,
Wow. And there was a city
And you-
council one. I'm trying to think of who that. Billy Martin was in it. Trying to think of what that was in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, all
Do we
right.
have the numbers?
Go to
Oh,
Belvedere. Is it 9 o'clock yet? Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's time to go to bed. 9 o'clock, man. Let's get this going. Belvedere keeping
Turn
me up.
into a pumpkin.
That's right. Yeah. Get cranky.
listen, I go to bed about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9,
myself.
9:30.
Exactly,
Aaron.
9,
Okay, yeah.
All right, can we have a drum
Here
roll?
we go. Ready, drum roll.
So, the school committee race is unofficially official.
Okay.
Connie Martin and Danielle McFadden will be the winners, and it is looking like Danielle McFadden is going to top the ticket and get the most votes, as Teddy predicted.
Work a little bit, you think? Or
Just
maybe
a
not?
little bit.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit. Yeah.
And here's where things get very interesting. All the Belvedere numbers are in. Belinda Duran, unofficially, is up by 4 votes.
Wow.
With everything in.
11:40.
Aaron said 25. She was way off. But yeah, no, it's.
I said 50, and I was way off.
yeah.
I think I said by
It's amazing.
3. Didn't I say that someone's going to win by 3?
Aaron's 25 is
gonna
crazy
say
close.
4, but
4 is.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what that is?
Recount.
That's a recount.
What was the
it's an
recount?
even number?
Yeah.
One number less than 5.
What was the recount?
Wow.
Dude.
That's
Teddy must be drooling out there.
That is
he
a-
loves recounts.
Wow.
that is amazing to see it that close.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, people thought it would be close.
Yeah.
I personally
yeah.
thought Duran would pull ahead, but that is right there.
Crazy close,
Yeah.
right?
That,
Yep.
and as far as you know, is that all? That's
That's
mail-ins and
Yeah,
everything.
That's all a Belvedere.
That's
that
the
we-
But is that mail-ins and?
They did the mail-ins
That's the
about
thing.
2 o'clock.
It
Yeah.
literally could come down to some like military mail.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
Well,
saying.
sometimes
It's
that
so close,
happens,
It could
yeah.
be anything.
If
So-
they did a lot of affidavits too, doesn't that matter? Don't they have to like double check the affidavits?
When it's 4 votes, it all matters.
right, it all
It's
matters.
it's very interesting.
do you want to take
Kim Scott?
Kim Scott's?
Yes,
yeah, you want
yeah.
to take
The only one we have
those?
left.
Well, here, take those. Those that's I read them already,
Oh, good. I'll go.
but
punch
you
them
can
in.
go add them into
Put them
the
in.
Big
yeah.
picture. I think
Get rid of the
all the
zeros.
big contested races. We've got the results for you here before
Yeah.
9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Pretty
We
good.
just-
Yeah.
again.
3 minutes. From
I'll be back on your phone.
All right.
not crazy. impressive.
1,011 votes for Kaufman. Couldn't pick him out of a crowd if I ever got to see him. Don't know what he looks like. I know I've seen him on the
I've
council
seen-
thing, but if you put him in a
right.
lineup, I wouldn't be able
But
to
see,
pick him
you
out.
put your name,
Yeah.
and someone's going to say, "Oh, I never heard of this guy." But you know what? I think I'll give him a vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of just. I think I'll give him.
Well,
a
Sixto
vote.
did really well. It's almost 2,500 votes.
Yeah, 24-48. He did very well.
Not bad for your first time race against, 3 very strong candidates.
Wow, talk about close. Look at that. 39-69 for Vesna Noon, 39-68
Wow.
for Eric Gitchier.
Wow.
Mr. G coming on strong
Now,
here.
what was the? So
One
what's
vote.
the top number for
Wow.
city at large?
City at large for Vesna right now.
By 1 vote.
It's 1 vote, 3,969. He tops the ticket
Wow.
to Eric, 3,968.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Eric, go
And
for
the
recount.
numbers are
Read it with 3,422.
the numbers are crazy all the time.
Yeah. And on the school committee, Danielle topped the ticket with 3,638, and Connie had 3,000.
Even numbers. Look at that, Connie. Good job.
Yeah.
Connie Martin out there.
Now we're going back centuries, but when I first ran, I came in 6th on school committee, and I think I had like over 8,000 votes. It could have been up around 10,000 votes. And then the next year, I did very well,
Top the ticket,
and,
right? There's
but it was only 7,500 votes. So it dropped down that much. Every year, it's up and down.
just don't know. Uh-oh.
Quick correction.
There we go.
Danielle McFadden will win the school committee top vote.
Yes.
When it goes to citywide, there is a spectacular race going on, separated by a total of. Do the math, Jerry.
1 vote. We were just, you guys should listen to us out there, because we were just talking
We're
about
working.
that.
We don't yap all day long.
Come out there to hear us? What the heck? Yeah, Eric, you need a recount, Eric, with that 1 vote, man. What the heck? Cheese and crow.
Johnny Leahy, how come you didn't vote for Eric Gitchier?
I know. I almost voted for him, but got the
Yeah.
vote.
That, wow, I mean, we've seen some.
Did you vote for Kaufman?
We've seen some very close races tonight.
Yeah.
The closest that I've seen in a long time. Do you need glasses? You want to borrow these, buddy?
I need cheaters.
Yeah, you need the lady from
Get the lady at Pawtucketville.
Yeah, how many times I voted for Jim Leary instead of myself because I didn't have my glasses? It's like
It's not a bad thing. So it's not a negative. But so the surprises today were really Sean McDonough winning that race. But
Yeah,
maybe not a
that's
surprise if you live in the neighborhood. It must be a.
it's like you said, if you're
race.
knocking on doors. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I like
that's
the
a
style
surprise.
though. I like the style of people like during the day getting their vote out. That's really, it's intelligent, and it's also a lot of effort because it's not easy to do. You're like, by this time you're fried, right? You're physically and mentally drained, and now you're like, you just got to pick it up and get out there and knock on doors. The Belvedere race or the District 3 race, that's incredible. 4 votes
wild.
and yeah, that's definitely going to be a recount, right? Unless there's something bizarre that happens, but
That'll be.
that should be just because where it is.
Yeah.
provisional ballots too, and all that.
Right,
That's
all
gonna
that,
take
yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
And Johnny Dakota, Johnny, it's
Hey, a win's a win.
yeah, that's good numbers though.
30,
I mean, it's
39 votes.
round to 40, round to 40. Good job, Johnny.
39 votes, but that again, they're all very close. Those races were all very close.
Thank you. There's your phone back. Just so you know, we just updated one of the Kim Scott races, which we're very close to calling it. We've got 2 of the 4, but we'll play it safe.
Yeah, I'm going to call it for.
either way.
I called it for Kim anyway.
When it goes to the at large, the council race, we just updated it, and Vesna and Gitch each had 125 votes. They dead tied in the last one.
They're
So
literally still one
Yeah.
away.
Still one away. Even
we're
with that
looking to see who
update.
pulls ahead, and that would be nobody. And so I think Kim Scott's districts in South Lowell, obviously it'll decide her race, which is pretty much decided, but it'll decide the citywide.
I mean, she won that race, and
Yes.
And no, Kim, you're not an afterthought. Just because Asa and Teddy waited till the end,
Just big picture, actually, have you called the citywide yet? Because you can.
No, because it's I called it, but I mean,
Yeah,
the numbers are
we
just.
always play it safe,
Yeah.
but with the last updates there, that one is over.
Larry's laughing. We play it safe. No, I called a couple of these races before you came in with the number.
I like it. Good.
Put nothing up there in his calling races over here.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think of what we have left remaining. It's the Kim Scott race, which
Which
we
is
know
over.
Yeah, it's over.
Kim Scott won
You've
that.
got
that race.
the at-large over. The only question is who tops the ticket. And
Yeah.
Now the
that.
Jimmy Leary asked earlier about the mayor's race. I think Danny Rourke has Danny Rourke and Kim Scott, Sakari, John Dakota, McDonough, and Rita Murcia.
there it is.
There's 6 votes.
Yeah, no, you thought the acre flip would hurt him, losing Paul Rathayem, but
Well, that-
picking up
that-
Wayne's
but pick- right,
downtown
that-
seat.
Right, picking up
basically a wash,
McDonough, yeah, is
Basically a wash.
basically what.
Yeah, no, there was a scenario where he lost 2 or 3 of those.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He made it through looking pretty
But
good. He's going to be the favorite.
I think he has 6. Would be my guess, based on information that I know of.
Sean McDonough will be
Yeah.
a popular man tonight.
Yeah, and I mean he's one who really impressed the voters going door to door and hit. I think he hit more houses. I think it came down to Jimmy going to the neighborhoods and people over in in the Centerville in the Belay district that has been renamed because they said they talked to him, they met him, and they didn't see Wayne over there.
It's a hard race. Like these district large races, whatever you call them, they're the hardest to do because they're really the most personal at the end of the day. And it's hard because you may like both people and you have to make a decision. You have to pick one. And a lot of people, like, when I first ran for state rep, perfect example, people would put up 2 signs. Like, I don't want anybody to know. I know both those guys. I don't want to be bothered with it. And the same thing here with council races. Because if you put up a sign for somebody that is not you and you're friends with them or you know that person, no matter how you look at it, it still hurts. Because you're like, gee, you didn't support me in a race because you're putting yourself out there. And, the folks that didn't win tonight, really we should thank them for putting their names out there because it's so hard to do that and put your effort in and coming up short is, it is painful no matter how you look at it.
I mean, it's a lot of fun doing it and you enjoy it. But yeah, at the end of the day, you want to win.
We have the numbers. We have all of the major numbers, and I mean, we think there's maybe some of District 5, we only have a partial in. I'm responding to one of the text messages I just got. Wanted to know if we had all the numbers. No, we're missing some from District 5.
Yep.
And I got another text message that says, if anyone cares, in the New York City mayoral race, 36% of the vote in, how do you pronounce the gentleman's name? Mandani? 51.5 to Kumo's 39.7.
You mispronounced Cuomo.
Oh, Cuomo, yeah.
Mispronounced.
I get the other one better.
Can't even make it. You can't even
I
make
got
that
a
up.
50 shot there. Okay.
Jeez, I'm cross.
Those are the early numbers in that
Oh,
race.
that's close.
So
but-
yeah, that is close. But that
How
one,
did you
that
get
one
the
is-
numbers on the Boston mayor race?
That
How'd
is-
she do?
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. Okay.
Probably gonna get away with all the votes.
Craft and.
Next time, maybe. Next time.
All right, Jimmy. Any last words? Looking, we're wrapping this up.
All right, man. It's 9 o'clock. Time to go to
9:05.
bed. Congratulations to the winners, and thank you for the folks that came up short. But thank you for running. It's really it's a lot of work, and without you doing that, we really don't have a strong democracy at the end of the day. I think that's what it's all about. Thank you.
Erin, how did you like sitting here tonight?
Yeah, it was great. I've met everyone up there, and I think everybody had a great race. And till next time.
Yeah, and stay involved, because a lot of the times we've seen a lot of people run for office, and then they kind of move on to something else, and they don't stay involved, or they're involved in other boards or stuff. But and if you like sitting behind a mic and talking, you can have a great great
just
time.
come in here and do
A
it.
great thing. Exactly. Just come in here. Teddy does a podcast. I do a podcast. So, yeah,
She has her Facebook reel.
She has her
which is
Facebook
going to take off.
She
right?
has her
So it's-
Facebook reel. Yep.
Yep.
Mr. Leahy.
I've enjoyed it sitting here with the senator and the
Thank you.
counselor and school committee people. So
Thank you very much.
do we
By the
have
way,
a Senate run in the cards?
Senator elect, teacher senator. Yeah.
What about
you announce it here and now, or are you going to wait?
State-
Come on.
State rep?
No.
State rep race?
State rep, maybe.
State
No.
rep?
No.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mr. Leahy, Senate?
No,
State rep?
I'm surprised at some of the results tonight. So, but I thought Paul, I'm going to miss Paul there. But I thought he did a good job, and Wayne liked serving with
Paul
him.
did a good job,
Yeah.
but it was a tough, because he had someone from the neighborhood who was well known, well liked from his years at the Lowell Community Health Center. I see that the Kim Scott race numbers have been updated, and the citywide numbers have been updated. Vesna tops the ticket, 4,359. Eric Gitchia, 4,329. Rita Mercia, 3,782. So Vesna edges the Eric Gitchia for the top spot in the at-large council race, and still won't be mayor, but he is the top vote getter.
All right, it's past 9 o'clock, everybody.
All right.
Time for bed.
Teddy Panos, do you want to come in here to wrap anything up?
Let's wrap it up, Teddy. Uh-oh.
So he still has a couple more to put through.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, yeah, all the important stuff's done.
We're not allowed to go home yet. Is that what you're telling me?
No, it's
Oh, man.
Teddy's the boss, but we're waiting on a couple of Sakari district numbers and 2 of the Green Alge schools. But
To the Green Hills schools or precincts?
precincts, yeah.
There's 2 Green Hills schools.
I went there in preschool. They didn't teach me so well.
Well,
But Teddy, you ready to take over?
it's got the
Why don't you make that announcement for that
Hewlett
message you just got?
Are you ready? Okay. So yeah, I will. So I sent a text to Will Rosenberry, the city's elections director, and said, "You poor man, you now have to deal with a recount." Because remember, he's got to get a state senate race organized as well. He replied to me, FYI, recounts are by petition, no automatic recounts. So Dan Finn, if you're watching, you may want to file that petition before the deadline. But 4 votes, that's stunning. Erin, boy, I guess you do know that district. Erin, kudos to you. You said 25 votes. We all kind of snickered at the boy. It's not going to be that close, is it? And
What the hell are you talking about?
that is
I didn't
absolutely
snicker.
stunning there in that race.
For the record,
It's also, I mean, some of the other races surprising, not surprising that Sidney Liang did win, but Sean McDonough won. He ran really strong in downtown places at the Rogers School where Wayne Janessa's bread and butter was. That was a little bit surprising. Now, of course, we know the makeup of the next council. The incumbents stay the same. Lang replaces Yem, McDonough replaces Janess, Dakota squeaks by, and then we'll right now Duran, but we'll wait for to see if there's any overseas ballots, late arriving mail ballots today, whatnot, and then to see what the recount is. I would imagine Dan Finn would call for a recount. You guys have won races. If you lost a race by 4 votes, would you call for a recount, John?
Now, how does that work,
Yeah.
though? Do you have to pay for it when you petition for it?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, because
think you do,
when
right?
Trahan and Co. were doing it,
Yeah, didn't
they had to raise money to call for the recount and pay their lawyers and everything else. So,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you have to have people there to watch it at this point.
Yeah, right. You have volunteers there to
yeah.
watch, and yeah.
Well, we'll be there. Well, we'll just take our
We
studio.
will just-
We'll take
do
the
it.
studio
Yeah, we'll be there
over there.
live.
So
You have a big table out there. Can you just...
let's do it here. Let's get Will.
Will, can we do it right here at the chamber's office?
All right. Well, thank you from me. I'm going to say goodbye, but thank you, folks. Stay with Inside Lowell. We'll have more tomorrow. Bill Samaras will join me on the Daily Pulse for more analysis. We'll have a little more info, reaction from Belinda Duran, Dan Finn on that race, and also hear from some of the other candidates as well. And we may or may not know who the next mayor is by, within 5 minutes, depending on if somebody answers my text.
I've
But
already predicted that Danny Rourke has 6 votes.
Sean McDonough has indicated he would be a vote for Mayor
He
Rourke.
said that on the debate on CAP last week with me.
So, but you're getting 6-5 votes could be interesting, depending on if Vesna Noon can get to the 5. He lost Janess, but gained Sidney Liang. So,
All right, why don't you wrap it up for all of us and say goodnight?
well, put your handsome faces on
No, we
the
don't.
camera there, Jerry. Thank you, Asa. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Mr. Leary, Mr. Leahy. Did he tell you that Guillemot wanted to say hello to the 2 worst golfers he knows?
Oh, yeah, he's not that good either.
And he wasn't talking about Gendron and Nutter, for that matter. Jerry,
jealous.
thank you as well.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Always a
Bring him on
pleasure.
our team, he was kind of awful, actually. If you think about it, you know. Geez.
Thank you to everybody out there for watching as well. I know a lot of the candidates had this on. People were texting us saying, hurry up with the Belvedere numbers. We were trying. Kim Scott felt ignored. I know they're watching at Mount
I
Pleasant
told
as
you,
well.
kid.
But thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning into Inside Lowell. As we like to say, if Lowell is your home,